Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're
Jamie,
D&D Boyband, a group of friends that all like to play D&D Pretty Boys, because apparently it's not fantasy and it's everyone's hot, and we aren't all back. We're still missing Luke. This is an original D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria, taking place 10 years after the events of CR1. The group has meandered their way through the Underdark, through the Silvercut Crossroads, through the Feywild, through Persona, through various parts of Wildmount, and now finally they arrive in Imon to be in a brothel. Which pretty much sums up the campaign pretty well. I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are the Spice Boys. First of all, let me introduce Clued as Barnes, Eski as Zug, Sai as Aku, still missing Luke as Ascor, and Lórien as Unknown Character 1. Or 3, I suppose, at this point.
who is he? So mysterious.
So mysterious.
Wow.
And finally, Erin is Hayden. Before we
Hey.
begin, do we have any announcements, Erin?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
The announcement
No.
is that I'm back.
Announcement is that Lauren's back.
Thanks.
I'd like
Missed
to
you.
announce that I love Dungeons and Dragons, and Lórien, and Erin, and Eski, and
Aw.
Sai, and Ascor, played by Luke. He is not.
You love Ascar but not Luke. Wow.
Also, Jamie, did I say Jamie? I might not have said Jamie. That's my announcement. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We play every Tuesday at roughly 7 p.m, give or take. Please drop us a follow. Let us know what you think of the show. And yeah, to quickly recap, last time the group arrived in Imon. There are many things they need to know about. Hayden has some undisclosed friends who probably want to talk to him at some point. Aku owes rather a lot of money to the city's underground mafia. Ascor has some family issues, and Barnes is honestly just here for the ride and enjoying being the #1 tourist and how quaint everything is. Last session, they decided to visit a brothel, the Open Purse, and upon being split up a little bit, some of you enjoying yourselves more than others, revealing various secrets to the people you're with, as well as finding out some stuff on your own. You were met with the owner of the establishment, who seems to have made some deals with you for some information, has allowed you to use this area as a home base, and will for now at least, everything seems as though you guys know where you are, know some more than you knew last time. You've got a home base that seems to not be able to be followed by the people who are after some of you, and you decided to settle down for a show. The show was introduced as the Ruby of the Sea, Marion Lavore, and as this red tiefling began to slowly maneuver each one of the tables, singing and dancing, each of you were mesmerized, except for us. Oh, sorry, for all of this, Zug has made friends with the Oni masked guardsman and is currently outside hitting a tree, I think was how we left it, to see who could do it hard enough. There was a slight tinkling of glass, and nobody else seems to have noticed. D&D Boyband, throw it back to you.
Did we hear the tinkling of glass?
Yes.
Who's heard the tinkling? We've all okay.
I'll say yes, you've all heard it.
And are we all in close proximity to each other?
Fairly close proximity. Oh, you're all around the table, apart from Ascor, who is missing currently.
Okay. And the other patrons don't seem to have reacted?
Not immediately.
Is there anything about this tinkling of glass that would feel unusual in a brothel? Does it cause alarm? Can I insight check the glass sound?
Absolutely, make a perception check.
Oh god. Perception check. Ooh. I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't have my character sheet open. Okay, perception check. 16.
16, alright. It sounds, to somebody with a little bit of experience in this area, as though small shards have kind of, like a couple of little sounds, small shards have landed somewhere.
But does it cause alarm?
You look around and no one's broken a glass. You can't locate the source. Whether or not that would cause alarm would be up to you.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Are the rooms windowed? Because I'm imagining this is a pretty like windowless establishment.
Yes, fairly
like,
windowless.
Kind of burrowing into the. Okay.
And everyone else seems fairly, not unfazed, but everyone else is very transfixed on this vision in front of all of you.
In which case, on hearing the shattering of glass, Barnes will probably raise an eyebrow and lean over to Hayden or whoever's in the immediate vicinity and say, "Wow, sounds like things are getting a little violent up there. You never know what people are into, huh?"
I mean, as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual, right?
I'm sure it must be. I don't think they really take any shit here. I'm pretty sure they're pretty hot on their consent. Hope so, anyway.
Yeah. It's probably just someone dropped a glass upstairs.
Right, or some kind of foreplay. They're sort of chucking glasses at each other safely and consensually.
Anyway,
Some
this
people are really
performer is
into the
wonderful, isn't she?
Oh, she's pretty good. I'm enjoying it very much, I suppose.
She seems like, she's quite famous.
Yeah. Obviously, I would not know that.
Actually, Jamie, would I have
Yes.
heard of the Ruby of the Sea before?
Probably not. Make a history check.
Oh. Is that a natty one? I think that's a natty one.
Unfortunately, Hayden, you've
Innocent
not heard
child.
of the Ruby of the Sea.
Nah, it just must be some local act. Never heard of her. Seems kind of lame,
Pop
actually.
star. Is she like a pop star or something? Pretty cool.
Dunno.
Just sitting in a brothel.
Must be desperate for money to be singing here.
No,
Yikes.
this is a nice establishment. What are you implying? I play here, Hayden.
Damn.
Oh, feign offense and stare at Hayden.
To be fair, you paid and you played and you didn't even get paid, so
Right. Well, that's precisely why I'm quite so desperate for money. Apparently, you need that to make things work around here.
yeah. Money's a thing in this age.
Unfortunately, yeah. And like, is this a kind of performance, by the way, where people wait? They don't have dollar bills, but like, is it that kind of performance? Or like, is flinging a coin? You can't fling a coin at a performer. That's dangerous.
Toss a
Like,
coin to
Nobody
your
else
stripper.
is offering money, and this isn't like a cabaret, or it's like it's definitely not a strip club. It is not a cabaret. It is very much a performance from this red tiefling woman who is moving, singing between the tables. You looking around, Barnes, you're pretty socially apt. You think throwing money at this person might be a bad idea.
Actually, Jamie, for those who are unfamiliar with the Ruby of the Sea, what kind of performance does she do? Does she just sing, or does she dance? Like, what are we actually watching right now?
Let me double check for you.
she
I-
jive.
No, she doesn't jive.
I just know that she's the best mother ever.
Don't check upstairs. I don't want to practice my jester voice.
Oh my gosh, just downstairs!
No, I'm kidding. Jester's not allowed out of the room.
Oh, damn it.
At this point, don't what me. Yeah, she is very much. So she's wearing this like long, kind of floofy white dress with a slit up the leg, and it's very much singing. And her voice is incredibly, it's captivating, obviously, as well as she is. But it's a very haunting melody. It's kind of the counterpart you would have expected to Barnes's music he was playing before. That kind of, this slight sense of loss. It kind of infuses a lot of the words, though some of it is in a language you don't understand unless somebody speaks Infernal.
Not I.
I most certainly do speak Infernal.
They speak Infernal. It's mainly just a continuation, but for some reason the verses, some of them are in Infernal. speaks of a long lost lover lost at sea, and speaking of the kind of the opposite of that, and wishing to be, you know, hatred of water and the natural opposite of water is fire. Speaking about the flames of passion.
Wow.
But you
Pretty
don't
wistful.
but you don't throw money at her unless you want 2 months.
I think she's interested in becoming a double act, and I don't mean that saucily, I mean that musically.
I suppose you could certainly ask her.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
After the show. Don't.
After.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to interrupt her. Who would do that?
Hello, miss. I'm joking.
You might. I would not.
No, I wouldn't.
What was your perception check, Hayden, by the way?
Oh god. That was several rolls ago, Jamie.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it was 16?
Okay. Cool. What's Barnes' passive perception?
16.
15. Okay, fine.
Hmm.
Go on.
Where's Zug, by the way?
Outside.
You saw him walk out with the guard. Deep in conversation.
Hmm. And Aku?
With you.
Yep, Aku's with the group.
Cool. So, did you boys have a good time earlier?
Yep. It was great.
Little sparse on the details, I see.
Yep.
Right, I'm just gonna turn to Aku.
Aku just shrugs.
Okay, you will.
Wow. Great conversation, guy.
as the Ruby of the Sea is having this chat, you notice she approaches the bar, where somebody who you didn't take much notice of at first, and you weren't sure when they arrived. You see them kind of grow a rose from their hand and give it to her. And Lórien, could you describe your new character?
It's happening.
Okay, so yeah, you see a guy who he's pretty tall, 6'1", 6'2", kind of chestnutty tan skin, golden hair. He has has a very natural look of him. Like all of the materials of the clothing and armor that he's wearing is like naturally sourced or grown. And he interestingly also has like a crown of laurel wreaths in his hair. It looks too perfect to have been placed there, almost like it's growing out of his hair itself. He wears a nice cape and he looks pretty well dressed, like given his like earthy nature, and like pretty well kept as well. And you'll also notice that he wears a sort of white mask or blindfold that seems to be made out of a delicate sort of like papery white sort of fabric or material as well, that sort of like frames like the top half of his face as well. So he looks completely blindfolded, but that doesn't seem to stop him being able to gesture a wink at the Ruby, and as he hands her over a rose and sort of nods to her in appreciation of her craft. And
oh, go on.
I was going to say, and as she leaves away, he just sort of leans over to the bar and takes back his drink, seems fairly familiar with the barman, and raises his glass to someone else he seems to know in the establishment as well, and just enjoys the show.
He's going to nudge Hayden and be like, see? Giving flowers. Now that's how you do it. Glad to see somebody still maintains proper decorum nowadays.
Is that decorum?
Right.
At this point, you will notice some of you that Veronica has made an appearance. Veronica, as a reminder, is the owner, who you made the deals with, has kind of appeared on the other side of the stage, the opposite side of the bar where you are, and kind of you see her do just like a little survey, a glance over all of you, and sort of then look at the bar and just sees to catch eyes with this person and sighs before sitting down at the front and kind of looking dead on at the kind of focusing on the Ruby as she moves around, taking pride of place.
And we catch that interaction?
You'll notice Veronica definitely, yeah. It's quite a sigh.
How busy is this room?
There's, I'd say, there are 10 tables, and each of them is pretty packed. It's a semi-busy room. Like it's not overly spaced, as in like sorry, it's not cramped, but the available areas, you get the sense that this is an event.
I guess Barnes will kind of lean back into his seat and ask the guys, so, given we have a bit of cover of noise, what do you think about Miss Veronica?
Miss Veronica's the hag that we like gave her hair to last session, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hayden kind of thinks it over for a minute. He's like, then he eventually kind of shrugs. I don't know. She seemed a bit intense, maybe. But I mean, she's letting us stay here, so whatever.
Sort of wondering what sort of person interacts with her. It's probably not your average patron, is it? Important people, do you think? And his eyes kind of slide to the Mr. Man at the bar offering roses to the Ruby.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, she's clearly an information broker, so I don't imagine she's familiar with someone if that someone isn't someone.
Right, that's what I'm thinking, Aku. We're not really done with our schmoozing, are we?
I think I've had a really
I feel
long
like
day. of
slightly
schmoozing.
socially exhausted after the last day.
Sorry, to clarify, I've realized I have missed something. Aku, you recognize the person at the bar. If we remember, do you remember we talked about this?
Do I recognize the person from the bar from the shop that I know?
Yes.
Mhm.
Sorry. So it's someone you've had semi-regular dealings with when you came to Amon, which itself wasn't regular, but you would be able to tell the party, at least.
Hmm. Okay, well, if Aku does remember that, then he's probably gonna stare at the guy and then... Oh. I do recognize him. He owns
Oh?
a shop in... And he's like racking his brains because Saya's actually racking her brains.
Abdal's Promenade.
Thank you. Yeah, that one.
Oh, a shop owner with business with an information broker. Interesting.
What kind of stuff does he sell?
To be honest, I only visited his shop maybe once, twice. I can barely remember. Definitely not your average wares, though.
Sounds like a schmooze target. Let's go. And like he's gonna adopt that like kind of almost comical, narrowed-eyed sort of conspirator thing he's been adopting whenever he's been talking about his great detective thing with our score, and yeah, just his general enthusiasm for the situation at hand. Over the top keenness to throw himself into the investigation. Gonna tug the guys to their feet, and if anyone follows, make his way over to the guy at the bar.
Okay. As you approach, kind of the patrons are quite annoyed as you kind of walk past them as they're seemingly trying to focus on the show. Kind of the old grumble and off slight, posh noise of annoyance.
Hans is just going to be like, what? It's not like we're not a good sight ourselves as he goes past.
Pay him no mind. Pay him no mind. Sorry. And he like Hayden can like
I
ducks
paid
to
for
like
this, hello, I
avoid
paid for
people.
the seat.
Apologizing, Hayden, it's true.
And you walk over to the bar and you see that Troy kind of has just served Lauren's character, we won't name it this point, kind of like a fluorescent green drink with a little umbrella inside it and kind of handed it over.
Before you guys reach, as though he perhaps has been listening to your conversation the entire time, he turns around with open arms to say hello. Well, hello there. Nice to meet you guys. I see you've taken an interest in things going on in this establishment.
Wow, well, there's a lot that's going on that's interesting. Troy, I'll have whatever you just had. I quite like the color.
I'll have one too.
Oh, I'd advise slightly against it, but
Hayden
if your
slaps some
wish is
coins
my
on the
command-
counter.
Very well.
Slides them across.
Go the way. Slide you
It's
across
all right,
basically.
Troy. I don't think I metabolize, so I'll probably be all right.
Yeah, do I recognize what this drink is?
You can make a history check.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Okay, move on. My roll 20 is frozen.
Okay.
I'll move
I
on.
will say that you've seen it, but you've seen it been served a couple of times here before, but you've never tried it. Okay. Um,
Barnes will probably slide his eyes over to the ruby and back to he who has not yet to be named and say, and it also seems like you're taking an interest in the goings-on at this establishment, am I right?
Oh yes, there's always so many very interesting things going on in this place, and
Are you a fan?
big fan, big fan. Yeah.
as the drinks are served, Hayden and did everybody have one? Okay.
Yeah.
No. But I
Okay.
did roll a 20 though, so.
Okay. Yeah. I'll message you.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hayden and Barnes, could you roll Constitution saving throws?
I knew it.
Right. We're next to Aku though, right?
Yes.
Bolstered by his presence. Ooh, it's a banger. Is it plus 4 or 5?
Plus 4 from
Nice,
Aku.
that's cool.
I rolled a 16.
16.
26.
Okay.
How do I have icon? I do.
So this isn't it. But one of the other ideas is there's a shamrock shape, instant DC 15 con save on a fail the patron is incapacitated. No save required, but the patron has an Irish sounding accent. This isn't that.
It seems Barnes has been affected by this.
Yes, this is the fairy fireball. For if you guys succeed, although there is a little bit of a as you almost seem to quell a hiccup, both of you with your first one. That's completely involuntary.
Wow, this is why I don't eat or drink anymore. Okay.
This drink is interesting. Anyway, do you know her? And Hayden asks the newcomer at the bar as he gestures towards the dancer on stage singing dance.
Your new friend ducks his head and sort of tries to get out of the line of sight of Veronica. It's like, we may have crossed paths once or twice, but you know,
check.
this is a big place and lots of busy, bustling clientele. So I try not to interfere that much.
That's a 20.
I'll say at this point the 20. Yeah. So the ducking out of line of sight of Veronica is not difficult to notice for you. It's also even more pronounced that when at this point I'll say Zug walks back in with the guard with both of them kind of covered slightly bleeding knuckles, slightly panting, happy faces. And they go, "Oh, better get back to my post tomorrow, right?"
Of course.
Great. Kind of runs off and Zug rejoins you. And as the guard kind of walks past, you see your new friend again duck and just get out of the way as he kind of dashes past.
Why are you here if you're trying to avoid both the owner and the guard?
I'm not trying to avoid anyone. I'm just here
Right.
to enjoy the Ruby's beautiful melodies. A
Do
rare
both.
treat in these parts. I suppose I can.
Bonk is gonna give him a sly grin and raise the drink. So, what's the name then?
Isn't it? Okay, I'll cope with the shit. My name's Lórien. Nice to meet y'all.
And
Pleasure.
for those of you who are watching the stream, this is what Lórien looks like. Just revealed.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot he has a
name.
tattoo. Yeah, he has a tattoo on his arm.
Dope. Oh, such earthy tones.
find out.
So natural.
So natural.
I like the little flowers in his laurels.
Lauren's new
Yeah.
character.
Oh, cute.
So yeah, he to anyone who can't see the photo is a big old elf-looking dude. He looks like a very extremely regular elf, but also one who's growing plants out of his body, so make of that what you will.
So in that moment, Buzz, according to you, walks up, which is kind of this like very burly looking human with a big wizard hat on. And you'll notice he also has an incredibly ornate looking axe across his back. leans on the counter just next to Barnes and just kind of says to Barnes while looking at the Lórien, "Is this guy bothering you?"
Well, since you're my bodyguard, I'd normally ask you to, I don't know, take him out onto the street or something, but I'm feeling magnanimous. So no, he can absolutely stay. We've decided to, and he's gonna glance over to Veronica briefly, talk to him, adopt him into the fold temporarily.
Well, how generous of you, sir. Thank you so much for your hospitality at this place that you don't own, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
The whole building seems to
He's
size
like, kinda
slightly.
lean against the wall nearby, and just kind of like try and look quite. He looks like he's trying to look tough, and he's kind of like using the rim of the wizard hat to kind of like hide his face a little bit, like as if like he's blending into the background, but obviously he looks ridiculous. So there's absolutely no chance he's blending in whatsoever.
You know, you're pretty burly for a wizard.
Yeah, I work out.
Yeah, I appreciate the grind, sir.
Quite expensive for his many varied talents.
Indeed, to be a educated wizard folk and, you know, abs of steel, that takes a lot of time and dedication, so...
Right, and an axe that looks like that. Incredible. Such a bargain.
Very confusing.
Attentive as well.
He's actually
Brings
known to
great
be a
profit.
very eligible bachelor as well.
You don't say.
They have said that about him, it's true. I'm generally the one protecting him from all the women, to be perfectly honest.
It's a burden we must all share.
Just looks a little
Right.
confused.
Women lining up for Buzz. The great fighter
I see.
wizard.
I see.
Mm.
He would probably look like he was blinking if you could see his eyes.
Well, anyway, you've given your name, so let's introduce ourselves. We are travelers, tourists, if you will, staying in this here fine establishment. And they'll provide you a flourish of the many capes that he wears, bow, half to some extent. Barnes Castello at your service. And, you know, sparkly little uwu eyes going in the low light gives you a charming little wink.
What parts are you from, sir? This is not an accent that I've heard in quite some time.
Oh, well, funny you should ask. I'm from a long, long time ago. I'm not from around here, in short.
Understood.
Who does have this accent nowadays, if you don't mind me asking?
It's kind of hard to remember, actually. But it's one that I've heard once or twice before, but I can't quite place it.
Well, if it's fallen out of favour, it's a shame. I personally think I have quite a nice accent. Anyway, the rest of you.
I'm I'm Hayden. Hi.
I'm Buzz.
Zabuzz.
You literally did.
No,
Buzz.
just Buzz.
I see.
That wasn't.
Sir Buzz.
That is a title.
Oh,
Yes. It's
Zur.
Zabuzz.
Zabuzz.
I see. And what is the title bestowed upon you for?
It's just a general title for from where I come from.
Greatness and eligibility.
He's
I see. I
strength.
see.
a wizard,
Well-
a fighter, and a knight.
Buzz does it
No,
all.
it's not a knight. It's just like Mister, but from
Ah,
where I come from.
A very great.
where is
mystery
that
indeed.
exactly?
Far away. You wouldn't know it.
No.
I don't suppose I would. And Aku, it's been a while.
Hayden kind of looks at Aka. You seem to
And
know
it's
everyone
you,
around here.
right? I assume Aku's looking at him, just like staring, not
he-
saying anything.
I mean, he kind of like looks like he vaguely remembers you, and he sort of like nods at you. No smile, doesn't say anything. He's just kind of staring at you and staring at Veronica.
Well, it is nice to see a familiar face amongst all of these tourists here. And not just yourselves, but people have come from all over this place to see the ruby, so, you know.
I thought
not
she was
many
just
locals.
some local performer. Is she a big deal?
She's kind of a big deal, yeah.
I've never heard of her.
Are you familiar with this form of
Troy leans over and takes a drink. He is most certainly not.
you don't look the type, and I mean this in the most respectful way. You don't look the type to carry a lot of coins, so I would...
Yeah. Never mind.
Oh, I haven't given them the bill yet.
I'll cover it. Don't you worry about that. Are you friends? You can consider
Exactly.
your drinks on me.
Roy, you can't be serious about making us pay. Come on, not after all the special time we share together.
First of all, Bart. You said you'd come back, but there was another. My heart is not so easily lied to.
What are you doing tonight?
Serving drinks to you.
All right, but can we do that somewhere else?
Answer such fuck.
First of all, no. Second of all, Lórien is not covering anyone's tab. He barely covers his own.
Is that so?
I'm sensing some tension between the two of you.
No, what are you
No
talking
tension.
about, man? Of course
No-
not.
no tension here.
No tension. No tension.
I'm amused. But the rest of you will be paying.
I already paid for my drinks.
Well,
Wait, out of canon, you haven't?
I did. I slapped down coins
you
on the desk. And
Yes, sorry.
well, with that said, it has been lovely to make y'all acquaintance, and he sort of peeks over to make sure Veronica's like engaged in conversation with someone else. It has been lovely, and if you would like to chat again about what y'all are here in town for,
Yo, the ramen ball.
the ramen.
well, and he gestures to Aku. You know where to find me now, and I bid you a good night. We are open all hours now, so and he's sort of like walking backwards, just sort of like up the stairs slowly. Feel free to come over and say hi. I'll see you later. Bye. And he sort of like tries to sneak away while Veronica's not looking.
Is he walking backwards up the stairs?
Yeah.
Finger guns, goodbye.
Normal behavior. It's not, right?
Hayden kind of watches after him and says, I never thought I'd meet someone more awkward than me.
Nor did I, to be honest.
You probably hear glass smash again.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Glass smash
Oh.
again.
Oh, well, that explains that.
And you hear a oi! And this time the Omni God runs out, runs out through the front door, runs out.
Hey, you just what's the Oni god called?
Wait a minute, I have it. No, I have it written down in my notes. Fideus.
What?
Fideus.
Cadeus.
I think it's Fideus.
Fides. Oh, I guess you just hear in the distance, Fides, I promise I'll pay you back next time, bye!
After a little bit of time, the Omni God stalks back in with kind of like grass stains all over him, and kind of with cuts, obviously from like twigs and stuff. Really gone this time.
Bonds
Wait,
is
was he
going to
not supposed to be
immediately.
here?
Yeah, he's
no,
going to
no.
take Troy.
Then
Ask
they
us
undergo.
the question.
Oh, I think it's all just a game he plays with the mistress. They
Wow.
know each other. They're good friends, I hear. A while back, I think.
You think?
Friends.
I don't know her too well, but lots of other people who break in here and get caught don't leave quite so easily.
Right, but he's allowed to break in and just hop on his own merry way, is he?
That seems so.
Wow.
Do you have a lot of people breaking into here?
So that's
No,
quite a
it's
concern.
normally just him, actually. Keeps Fideus employed.
Right.
I mean,
But
others
if he-
try,
If he
but
can do
somehow
it,
he keeps
then-
bloody succeeding.
Has he considered using the front door?
He'd like set up a tab instead of breaking your windows all the time.
Wait, he owns a shop, but he can't pay a drinks bill. What's up with that?
Money laundering.
Want
You guys,
to
just
Money
alright.
laundering.
It's the only way that your shop's open, but you're not selling anything.
Oh my god, he's a money launderer. Excellent.
Just alright. You guys still haven't received your bill. I just thought I needed to clean that up last time.
Our bill for what exactly?
Services rendered, drinks, and time stayed.
Oh, I thought that was all paid for because Veronica liked us, and he's gonna wink at Aku.
We
I don't think that's on the books.
we
But
made an
certainly
agreement
yours
with.
too were, Hayden. You made an agreement that you could stay here.
We've been hoodwinked,
Well,
guys.
I just want to say
Um,
I didn't drink anything, so
But you did eat something, Doug.
I paid for that already.
How'd you know his name is
Actually,
Zug?
speaking of which, how much?
Oh, sorry, Buzz, Buzz.
Yeah, how much?
My
How
bad.
much did it cost to have interest?
I think it was about 10 gold pieces.
Are you telling
Okay,
us that
cool.
we're going to have to
There
pay
you
for
go.
our lodgings?
I dropped
Troy.
10
I
don't
gold
think-
pieces.
You're not paying for the lodgings. Paying your
Right.
entrance fee before that was negotiated, and 2 nights. Sorry, well, Hayden's experience with 2 of our finest performers.
Ah.
At the same time, there is a bonus fee for that. of course.
What? The-
Fair.
This was not made up front to me
Hayden, is
before
that
I
what you
agreed.
did?
What?
Look, I
Hayden,
What I
mentioned-
did is none of your business,
when you
Barnes.
walked in, I mentioned that if the sordid issue of money needed to be raised, then this wasn't the place for you, and you all assured me that it was fine. So please.
Oh, I have no money at all. So...
Well, this is embarrassing that the bodyguard pays up and nobody else does.
Hayden, I don't.
How much?
Hayden, I like you,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to be, working here. It's just not the place for you. So you can afford.
So,
Something.
guys, Hayden's gonna be leaving the party at this point in the campaign, and I'll be coming back next session with my new character as Hayden becomes an NPC in the brothel to pay off his debts.
Hey, now, Troy, he's incredibly nimble. Don't write him off quite like that.
I have been told I'm a good kisser.
Have you? By who?
Name one person.
Name 3 of their albums.
That's on me. I said the bar.
That's lovely. Unfortunately, it doesn't provide a discount.
Okay, what's the damage? How much?
1,500 gold pieces.
Wait, that's nothing compared to the vast amount that
That's a lot of money!
Wait, what costs 1,500?
pocket change, really.
The various drinks you've had upon arrival, the show, and Hayden's experiences.
The fish in the market are what, like 200 gold or something?
What about Aku's experiences? Does he not have to pay for his?
That's an unfortunate amount.
No,
of
he
money.
does not.
Get wrecked.
Hayden kind of looks inside his coin purse forlornly.
You do all have money, do you not?
Of course.
Don't need to look
Yes.
at other methods.
Well, I mean,
But I'm checking out. I'm not staying here another night.
You could stay another night as long as
No.
you want for free. That was the deal.
What?
He
we're
just said
staying
the
for free,
lodging-
but our time with the performers
So
is
just
not
s-
free.
I feel like I'm gonna
Just
keep
sit
getting
in your room
hoodwinked if I
and
stay
not do
here.
anything.
Well, only if you have more sex
Oh.
gratuitously. Hey.
You know what, Bonds is right.
If you can't ration yourself, then yeah.
Hayden,
probably
you're just
should
gonna have
leave.
to.
Hayden, are
you're
you the
gonna have
type
to
of
learn to keep
person?
it in your pants, really.
I understand we've had a hard few weeks, but fair enough.
Look, a man has needs, okay?
I understand. We've been through a lot together.
Is that a problem?
No.
Wonderful.
How much is it? 1,000 and...
Listen, I mean, I can split the cost out for it. I thought it was for, well,
No, it's fine. I'll just
you're all
pay.
dropping it on Hayden, I see.
With Veronica's favour, surely we can call it 1,000.
You can take
money.
that up with her.
But I'm taking it up with you, Troy. Please.
You can make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
That's such a pathetic please. I love it.
Please.
Please.
It's so cute.
Okay, disadvantage. That's 11 plus 15 for a total of 26. He batters his
Are you going to come
eyelashes.
round later, Barnes?
I
truthfully?
absolutely will. No, truth be told, there was something I want to talk to you about. I mean that quite seriously.
Very convincing liar. This is dangerous, you know that, Barnes.
I'm not a liar. I object to the insinuation.
Very well, Hayden.
Fairly truthful.
1,000.
Hayden grumbles and scrapes around in his coin purse and then slides 1,000 gold across the table.
No, I'll put it behind. Thank you, Hayden. And it's very generous of you to offer to pay for the other drinks.
Whatever. Hayden kind of like crosses his arms and turns around on his bar stool to put his back to the bar and goes back to watching the Ruby of the Sea.
It's a hard life for this boy, let me tell you, Troy. He's had a rough time of it.
It can't be that rough walking around with that much gold.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised, actually. You really would be. And I definitely can't tell you.
Anyway, show goes on. Eventually finishes with the review get back on the stage. And Ronna kind of comes up and gives a hand and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Ruby of the Sea is of course available this evening for selected members. If you wish to proceed to the auction room to the left of the stage. Ruby, if you could come with me, please," and kind of leads her off.
Actually, you could probably cut in for free.
He just side eyes Barnes, like, and inside Barnes' head he goes, "I don't know everybody."
I don't think you need to know him, to be honest, Aku. You just have that way about you. It's quite impressive.
He looks slightly confused.
Bond says nothing more on the matter.
Okay, so what are you guys up to? What's the plan?
Well, I think we would be remiss to not take up Mr. Mann on his offer to talk about our purpose for being here, as he so implied earlier.
Mm-hmm. It's
What time is it? Because
like 10-ish p.m.
Okay, because our plan was for tomorrow to go to the rally. Is that happening
Yes.
tomorrow? Is that right? The rally
Yes.
in the morning, and then we go try and steal Siegfried.
Yes.
And he did say a shop is open all hours.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Imon's a relatively safe city. Those of you who know Imon generally, it's pretty active all hours of the night. There are areas you might not want to go into, but it's not as dangerous as some of the places you guys have been in the dark.
We're all men. We'll be fine.
You're all at level 13. You're basically gods. It just D&D scaling doesn't work very well.
Call an ambulance.
Commoners
not for
have
any of us.
like random people on the street have 10 HP. Good luck.
Yeah.
Be like the
Take
first
them down in swathes of laser beams.
It'd be like the first day we stepped into Risotto where we just fucking beheaded someone on the street.
I did
Okay.
get lucky with rolls though.
Guys, did you get the sense earlier? That guy sort of was listening in on us. Or might have been interested in us beyond the pale.
Which guy?
You know, Rose guy.
I think his name was
Cute guy with the mask.
Lórien? Yeah.
Right. The flowers, very pretty.
Why do you think he'd be
I think I
listening in on us?
Didn't he say something to your effect? He just seemed to know we were coming. Or like he was listening, expecting us a little bit. Talking about our purpose for being here. weird relationship with the information broker? A money launderer?
If he's a money launderer, he might be connected to the
The
clasp.
campaigns. Or the clasp, yeah, that as well.
And we know that... And Hayden lowers his voice in case anyone else is listening in. And we think that Siegfried is connected to the clasp, so maybe this guy can, like...
Right, if he's part of the class, we kidnap
Get
him,
us
put
some
him in a
info.
sack and torture him for information. And then, I don't know, kill him or something and dump his body in the river.
Oh,
We could, like,
how you used to do things.
not do half of those things,
That's
and...
what they do in the books. Right? If you're dealing with the mafia, you have to be worse than the mafia. Is that right?
Let's
Sure.
not
There
aim
was
to
a
do that.
play- There was a play about that. It's really good. I miss plays. Do you have plays now? The theatre? Do you have
Yeah, we
that?
still have theatres. Of
Yeah.
course we
Oh,
have
good.
theatres.
Let's go to the theatre tomorrow.
Did you hear Veronica mutter, I hate the theatre.
Fucking bay people. Alright, well, then, let's go abscond him from his shop. Or
Sounds
just
like-
talk to him, you know, like normal people.
Good idea,
Whatever
Zanny.
you guys think we should do.
Aku, you said that you've been to a shop before, right? Care to lead the way?
If you like.
I said
Um,
he was listening. So
No, I'd hate it.
sus. Very sus.
Oh no. Okay. As you guys get up to kind of leave, you slightly wave that. Veronica kind of turns around and winks at Aku as you leave. And making your way back through the streets, quite like it's kind of that murky darkness, but it's still as busy. Still most of the shuffling going to and fro. You guys are kind of holding up. You go back to Abdal's Promenade. There's still kind of people shouting. Someone desperately trying to sell last day's fish still. And as you as you approach, Aku is guiding you. You would have passed it earlier, but it's kind of a little bit to the side, a little bit off a back alley. There is the shop that Aku is taking you to, which Lórien, could you describe briefly?
Yeah, so I imagine like most of the buildings in Amon are sort of terraced, but there's like alleyways sometimes between them. And in one such alleyway, it seems like a large tree has just grown up out of the ground. Its roots are kind of like disturbing the cobblestones, and there's sort of like ivy snaking off from the main trunk of the tree, like onto the buildings around it. It's completely in season, even though this may not be the season for that. It's flowering. There's sort of like evening jasmine smell. It smells beautiful. There's like little butterflies and sort of like little ladybirds, and like there's a little like dripping out of like one of the branches into a sort of shallow bowl, and there's like little froggies in it, and it's very beautiful and very lovely, and looks completely out of place in what would normally just be a back alley. And yeah.
Surprisingly, the kind of shops around this, which you imagine might be, they're a bit off the main thing, but they're pretty close to one of the main trading areas, are boarded up and empty.
Oh shit, it's a tree. I get why you know him, Aku.
Makes more sense now.
Right. All makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
The door is made out of wood, obviously, that just sort of like is set into the main trunk of the tree.
Definitely calling money laundering.
You launder money with trees. Really?
No, I just mean look at the shops either side. This isn't a bustling district. How do you keep a
Rude.
business going in this part? Although maybe he doesn't pay rent because he's living out of a tree. Anyway,
What's rent?
it's a fee paid to the landlord.
What's a landlord? Lord of the land? Who is Lord of the land in Amon? Is that the council? Let's go
Let's just say
inside.
they're all
This is
liars
too
and
much.
cheats, and let's go in. Right.
Okay, awesome. As you guys go in, I guess you can describe the inn as Lórien and what smell hits them and what they see.
Yeah. So, yeah, when you go inside, it looks weirdly, it looks a bit bigger than it should on the inside than it does from the outside, it just being a tree. And it's sort of like got this wood paneling. There's lots of different shelves with knickknacks, like lots and lots of potions just like stocking the side. There's like incense. So like no matter like every step you take, it's almost like you can smell something different, like freshly brewed coffee, fresh baked bread, fresh cut grass, very fresh. And like it's also like it's musky, but it's like salty, and it's sort of like everything at the same time. It's sort of like very overwhelming with the senses. There's like little globes with like different colored like lights sort of like slowly blinking in and out. Lots of plants as well, sort of like random fountains just like coming out of the wall. It's just sort of very bric-a-bracy, very sort of like cottagecore kind of vibes. There's a sort of a wooden desk with some like glass cabinets in front. And yeah, you see your man. He's sort of like leaning in a chair that's sort of like set into the wall with his feet up on the counter, just sort of like smoking a blunt, basically.
just
Absolutely.
tagging that one on at the end.
Yeah,
you know.
he's sort of like enjoying some herbal remedies. It seems.
All right, charlatan, you'll have to explain why you were listening in upon our conversations earlier. Money
well,
launderer. I know.
It's sort of
Under
like
the party, like
stubs his little thing out and stuns him. He's like, well, you know, there's not a lot these elf ears don't hear, and y'all were speaking pretty loudly out there. You know, you weren't exactly in hushed tones or anything. And look at the size of these boys. You know.
they're not big. They frame your face quite nicely. I would.
Oh
hate
well,
to say.
thank you. Oh, thank
Very welcome.
you. You flatter me so. But also, you know, I'm just kind of nosy, to be honest with you. So
why were you breaking into the brothel on the subject of being nosy?
oh, just for the hell of it. It's just a fun game that me and Veronica have. Sort of, I break into her establishment, I drink her drinks, and then I leave. It's so
Right.
funny. And sometimes she gets me. Sometimes she does get me. Yeah.
What happens when she gets you?
Maybe I'll let you in on that when we know each other a little better.
Right. Speaking of getting to know each other a little better, do you work for the clasp?
Oh, for fuck's sake, you can't just
Do I
ask
work
that.
for the clasp? I am a self-made man. I am a business owner, and I have autonomy. But I do work with
Right.
the clasp.
Right, cool. What you do for them?
Sell them herbal things.
Oh, and he'll turn round to Aku.
You see, you may notice I have something of a green thumb, and he just turns his thumb green. So I'm able to create and procure the base materials for a lot of their operations. And sometimes it's also kind of funny to just give them some total bullshit as well. And they just buy it all the same. They have no idea. They're so dumb.
Wow.
Is that why you came here? You in some trouble with the clasp? You trying to look for a way out? Are you trying to bust
know.
me?
Are we in trouble with the clasp? We are a bit, right? I think they're sort of out to kill some of
Oh,
us, right? A little bit? Are they? I'm not sure. Just interested. It's really exciting, honestly, coming here and there's like mafia running around. There's all these shady elections and like,
Mm-hmm.
what? This is crazy.
It's
I've never
so
been
crazy.
somewhere like this. Such a shit little town with all its
It's so
rusty
shit.
little
It-
hinge signs. Is it right?
it's
Isn't
just-
it just?
It is. It is.
Where are
it
you
is
from, then?
fantastic. Well, I suppose you could say I'm from the Feywild.
Oh, well, that's much better than
The-
here,
Yeah, it is
right?
way better, but it's also kind of boring as well. So there's lots of interesting things going on in this shitty little town, and
Right.
yeah.
Went on holiday to the Feywild a few times way back when.
How'd you like it?
Very bright, vibrant, good time. Really liked the pixies, but they didn't really let us get on with our itinerary. I think itineraries aren't really a thing there, are they?
Not really, no.
You could just go on holiday to the Feywild?
Of course, interplanar travel's pretty normal, isn't it?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, not at all.
Oh,
It's actually so rare that people use interplanar travel to lock up bombs and such things.
I do what now?
No, don't go bringing any bombs into here. It took me
No,
so
no.
long to grow this.
Don't go putting any bombs in
We
the
don't.
free
I
world
don't. We don't
either.
have any bombs.
My
I've got
colleague
bomb
would
in
be
my heart.
my colleague would be so upset if we blew this and he had to grow this again from scratch. He would be so mad. Please do not do that. I cannot take that.
There will be no bombs or fires or anything in your nice little treehouse.
Thank you. I
Bomb
appreciate it.
somewhere. Bomb the Shadowfell. It's pretty shit down there.
I don't imagine a bomb would do much in the Shadowfell now.
Oh wow,
Might improve it a bit.
Why did I go?
I didn't say
there?
that.
Cultural exchange.
Maybe. Ah,
So you're looking to buy, sell? What's going on?
well, so you're saying that you sell herbal Watsits, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like
Not cheesy Watsits.
oils, teas.
I can do cheese as well.
Bones is just gonna look really dismayed. Well, how do you grow cheese? It's not a plant.
Well, some mushrooms produce a sort of curd, and I will sort of alchemize that into a fake kind of cheese, and it will taste like cheese and smell like cheese and look like cheese, but it will gosh darn give you the shits for a whole damn week.
What are we talking about? Right, are we talking about drugs here? Is that what we're talking about?
Why would we want that?
Well, if you
That too.
I don't know, some people want it.
Some people
Suppose
want the
if
shits.
If you're really like sort
Well,
of blocked up in there, you might want to release,
Perhaps you're
like-
some sort of nobleman and you're throwing a party for all your rivals and you have a nice little cheese platter and oh my gosh, this thing is 25-year aged cheese or whatever, and they're all gobbling it up like, oh my god, this guy has 25-year aged cheese, and then they come down with the shits for a week and then someone wins some sort of council election. I don't know.
Wait, that's genius.
That sounds
Guys.
oddly specific.
Guys, what if we
I
do
agree.
that? How much is the mushroom curd?
We call it cheese. Do not. It is cheese. And which flavor would you like? We got Leicester, we got cheddar, we got feta, Gouda,
I wish Ascor was here and ask him what people eat.
Ascor,
Ascor, right?
the arsehole of the Galbardanes.
Right, the very same, the big escaping asshole there ever
Probably
was.
not the real one. Actually, to be fair, he's still a bit of an asshole. But
What do
it's
you
not
mean
the one
the
that you
real
might have met
one?
recently.
What
What
do you
are
mean the
you-
real one?
That is a crazy thing for you to have said, Zog, just there. Wow.
I thought your name was Buzz.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit. I've had too much fairy fireball.
Yeah, maybe just a tad. I'm just really confused. In fact, I'm just really stupid. Don't listen to me.
No, you're a great wizard. How can you be stupid? You're a
Insight
trained-
check.
Yeah, go for it. You can have advantage.
You're an intellectual.
Oh my god.
29.
Right, there's some consequences to this. Zug
What?
bumps into something, but he doesn't bump into it. And like the edges of the illusion don't quite go there. And obviously, like, they're all to some extent lying. You get that impression written across their faces as they all hurriedly look at each other to make sure which lies they're telling or not.
Lórien turns to look straight at Buzz, and he just sort of leans in, and if you could see his eyes, he would narrow them.
Yeah.
Now, who are y'all hiding from?
The police.
The police.
Gods, yeah, whatever.
The gods.
Yeah.
You hide from God. You're gonna need a better disguise to hide from God now.
No, not God. Gods.
Oh,
Gods.
guards. I got you.
Yeah.
Hiding from God. Oh man.
Gonna need a better disguise.
No, we're not hiding
from
from
God.
God.
We should hide ourselves from God, honestly.
I mean,
Is that me in this scenario?
we're gonna be in
Yes,
trouble
we
with
just-
Geb at some point.
So to clarify, so we don't just call them the guards or the what? It's the arms of Immon are the name of the like city town. The big white guards.
Then he would have said, the arms. We're hiding from the arms.
The arms. I see. Well, now I can tell you, no arms ever coming in here. So make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, that's ironic.
Why is that ironic?
Oh, no reason.
He's very smart, I swear.
So smart. Definitely a wizard, right?
Absolutely, really.
No, I
magical.
just.
You guys wouldn't have people going around with y'all pretending to be wizards now, would you?
Absolutely not. No, no, never. Nope.
He kind of like whispers to Hayden next to him, just, I said I was a wizard, what's this about?
It's because your big hat.
Oh, shit.
It looks like a wizard's hat.
I forgot about that.
So,
We're hiding from a
You-
lot of people, to be perfectly honest with you.
and you know the Galvardanes?
Well,
Reluctantly.
tangentially,
Unfortunately.
thereabouts. We know that. Yeah, the Galvan
Oh
Danes.
shit, we left Asgore at the freaking brothel.
Aren't we
No, he
trying
left.
to...
He left.
Aren't we
the
trying to
battle.
find out more about the Galvanids?
We
Because
are
we've
trying
enough.
to find more. Right. Which is why I
So
think we
you-
should take the cheese, because then we can give the cheese to
Cut
the
it out with the
Galvan
cheese
Danes.
already.
Give the cheese to the Galvadanes.
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Why would we give the cheese to the Galvadanes? I don't understand.
To food poison them.
What?
Why are you trying to food back?
No, you know what? I'm with him this time. What is this plan? I don't understand this at all.
Lórien said
It's
it
Barnes'
earlier.
idea.
I'm dying, oh man. If
I
you
mean,
want to ruin a councilman's day, you like poison them or something with their fancy cheese.
We're trying
and
to
then
get
they'll eat it.
information here. We're not trying to give them the shits. What the
Well,
fuck is the point of that?
Well,
Then you can
this is
strike when they're most
after it.
vulnerable.
Right, Hayden?
I mean,
Exactly.
I think we need to go back to the start and restart this plan because we have gone way off base.
Gotta restart the star session.
I'm gonna remake a new character.
Restart this whole campaign.
No, you just have these
Honestly,
like absolute idiots bickering in
I
front of you.
can't wait for a nice campaign.
Honestly,
start.
new campaign, yeah.
Wow.
Like, I would say, like, this maybe might set those of you who knew Ghost well on edge, but Lórien is just sort of, like, smiling, just sort of, like...
All right,
Uh-huh.
no, listen, we have a plan tomorrow with the Galvardanes, but we will deal with that separately. Why are we here? You're spying on us. You said you were listening to our conversations. We just wanted to make sure you weren't clasp or anyone out to kill us, but you're just a drug guy in a shop, so...
Hey, now. I am more than just a drug guy.
Just
That
as
is not...
productive,
That
you're
is
right.
not even a... That is not even a defining part of my personality.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said just. It was reductive. No,
Thank
you've got a lovely treehouse. I like
Thank
it very
you.
much.
Thank you. My friend grew it. He's very talented.
And I can even smell something which I haven't been able to do for the last few weeks, so it must smell real good in here.
Oh, well, thank you.
You've not been able to smell.
No, ever since I came out of the ground, none of it. You're all complaining about the rot, and it just didn't really do anything for me.
You should get that checked out.
Right, well, no,
I maybe
probably-
have something for you that could help. Mm.
Sure.
Would you like to try? A sample on
certainly
the
would.
house, as it were.
Go on then, sure.
Okay. He just hops up and he sort of like rustles around and like grabs between bottles and plucks some leaves off some like herbs dangling from the ceiling and like gets some
You've gone
liquids. And
for a
mixes...
pharmacy length of time.
Yeah. But he's doing it all in front of you, sort of like grabbing
Mhm.
shit, and he gets it and he sort of like what suspiciously looks like a cocktail shaker, sort of like puts it in, shakes it around, tosses it up a bit, does a bit of bartendering, and then sort of like sieves it and pours it in a glass and gives it to you. Now, try that and let me see if you can smell anything.
Sure.
Mm.
Right. He's not gonna think twice or even examine the stuff. We'll just take it.
And it's gonna kind of crane over and try to peer at what Barnes is about to drink.
And he's gonna pour the rest of it into a little bottle and pop a cork on it and then slide it over. And if you find this helps, then you take this a little bit every morning, a little bit in the evening. Open everything up. A special Feywild recipe.
I'll take your word for it. Am I rolling Constitution or anything sus, or are we just
Nope.
cool?
We're
Nope.
just cool.
We're just cool.
We're just cool.
Great. Yeah, really great. Sure. Good.
Smells quite pleasant and pungent. Oh, then you wouldn't, yeah.
I
You got
wouldn't
smell, sorry,
know.
no.
You have to take it for around 30 days, and then it'll start to kick in. You need to
Right.
get it right
Mhm.
infused within your body.
Right, 30 whole days. Wow, it's quite a long time. Well,
30 days? Not really in the grand scheme of things.
no, it's not really. It's not at all.
No, not really.
No, not in the grand swathes of time.
Front door's going, I'm still listening.
So, you are looking for information on the Galverdanes, but you also are with a Galverdane?
We weren't meant to tell him that.
Yeah, but you just did. so-
Sort of dropped the ball, right?
Hey, this guy's also clearly a, how would I describe it?
Handsome,
Yeah,
charismatic.
Right?
and also,
talented.
well, I was gonna go with doing illegal things, but same
I-
thing.
Everything I do is above the law, and I have never got into trouble with the law before.
Just
exactly what I
scary creatures and brothels who makes sus deals with the customers.
Creatures.
Creatures? Well, I assume Miss Veronica's not, She's not off this plane, is she?
Does that make her a creature? Does that make myself a creature?
Aren't we all
I am not-
creatures?
well,
I'm certainly a creature.
I
Pretty
would
sure
just-
you could define me as a creature in a rule book of some kind.
Possibly, but you would not refer to Miss Veronica as a creature right to her face now, would you?
I might.
He
Mm,
probably would actually. It's a bit of a problem.
Perhaps in jest. I
At
think you
your
get away
own
with
peril.
these things.
I can see that.
Exactly
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I would warn against that, though. Otherin, Fey folk, probably not the best idea.
So she's Fey folk then.
Well, I suppose she is.
Oh. Interesting.
We gave her our hair.
You did not.
We
You
did.
did not.
We
I
might have
can't
done,
believe
yeah.
you did that.
We
Wait,
don't.
is that
Well,
bad?
and
What
other
was-
things as well.
And other things. Why did you give her?
Akku's given her a night, and I'm singing about her in a public place
I don't think I'm doing anything actually.
within the week. I
She
shall do
has your
tomorrow.
bodily fluids. Guys,
Huh?
my
Certainly
God.
No,
Not
she definitely-
fluids.
bodily
Okay,
fluids.
she
Just
definitely
hair.
doesn't have
My
any bodily fluids.
God.
Well,
You
As-
all are new, aren't you?
Zug, just as a reminder, you gave her your good fortune.
Oh yeah. Well, you've probably forgotten that.
And what did you get in return? May I ask?
Room and board, I believe.
Which I just had to pay 1,000 gold for today because apparently
No,
Hey,
she
for
did
you
the
paid
sex
1,000
Aiden.
gold. You
for
paid
an
1,000 gold.
entry
for
fee
sex.
into our hotel that we're meant to be staying in for free.
no, you paid that for the sex. We did not pay for entry.
You paid
nor
for the
hotel.
sex? Oh my God.
Wait, it's
I mean,
a brothel. Of course you
it's a
pay
very
for the sex.
expensive
Like everyone
brothel.
pays for the sex in a brothel. What the fuck?
Well,
Well,
to
I
a
didn't pay for
degree.
Troy, but we didn't actually do anything.
You and
but
oh, I see.
we
He
just
is
sort of talked.
he is a nice chap. I do like him.
I sort of feel quite bad. I want to go back and make it up to him. I sort of, addled his brain a little bit, and I don't think it was particularly fair because he was just doing his job. So I'm gonna offer him my services in the only way that I know how.
I mean, to be fair, his job is literally to schmooze people, and all you did was kind of schmooze him back, so...
I magically schmoozed him. I broke the laws of schmoozing engagement.
That's pretty bad sportsmanship.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Mhm,
I
a
don't
little
consider myself a bad sportsman, so...
Well, you might need to rectify that for
Right.
your own conscience, if not anything else.
Right, I have an adult apology to go and make,
Mhm.
so...
Indeed. Well, aren't you just the funniest bunch?
Roaming
sure.
comedy troupe, that's us. Right.
Fucking circus we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what exactly did you come here for? I'm assuming primarily to bask in my magnanimous presence once again, and you were intrigued by my sort of, flesh the cape and kind of leave attitude. And I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I worked on that quite a lot. But
More the immense suspicion with which we regarded you when you said you were listening in on us, but
oh yeah, it's just managed to build that. I've been working on that, you know.
air of mystery that you came with.
Yes, great.
It was the slow retreat up the stairs with the finger guns that
Slow-
really sold the mystery.
You know, so many times I have tripped on my cape going backwards up those stairs. So I'm so glad that that paid off.
Get a lot of
Yeah,
practice in.
it looked
huh?
really smooth.
Nice.
Lórien, are you a break-in kind of guy?
In what sense do you mean? Do you mean in my personal life or my professional life?
Well, I would love a wide field of view on this one, but you did say that breaking into the brothel was sort of a game, and I'm
Mm.
just curious if that game extends to more than just that particular site of residence.
Well, that would be telling now, wouldn't it? And that would sort of spoil the game.
Have you ever broken into the Galvadane residence?
Right, that's where I was going. Thank you for picking up on that one.
Well, I have been invited into the Galverdame residence on
have?
more than one occasion.
On
yes,
what
I have.
connection? All right, sit down. We need to talk about this.
Well,
Do you have a
let's just-
pending
let's-
invitation?
Let's just settle this right here. You know, I have my establishment, my business, and I also have my services. And if you are requiring my services, then that will require at least some sort of upfront payment.
What are your services?
It's always
exactly?
money with
Right,
everyone,
what
isn't
are we
it?
paying for?
Well, you want information, right? And I think you just all agreed that information is the most valuable asset that one can have.
Right, yes.
So you better be paying me for my information, is what I'm saying, guys. Come on.
Fair enough. And information, that includes breaking and entering, is that sort of an information exchange?
And also the nature of my relationship with the Galverdanes and how I obtain access.
Alright, chaps,
They're
pay
not-
him, let's go.
I wish I could charge money for information about myself. I'd make so much.
You probably can, you know, Zug. The things you guys have done, like... You definitely can. You could write books and books on your exploits. Royalties, sell it to an author. I could write books about you and sell it. I'm published 1,000 years ago. Can't be that different.
I don't think it is.
Right, I'll write books about you and we'll make money that way. Anyway, pay him, let's go.
Okay.
Who has the money? We
I have
have a
no idea.
shit ton of money, right? Like you have a
Barnes,
shit ton of money.
generally when you agree to pay someone for something, you ask how much they're charging first.
Oh, right. Well, okay, right. What is the what you say? Like the
What's your rate?
The going rate?
rate?
The going
What's
rate.
the rate?
Well, the going rate for information of this level, which is pretty high given the big old Gavardane is run for council at the moment. I will say the going rate for this and my continued hospitality and, you know, my agreeable nature, of course. 3 favors. Now, I don't mind which of y'all gives me the favors. I don't mind if it's one from 3 of you or 3 from 1. But that will be 3 favors, paid in kind when the time comes.
Sure. No problem.
But I would like 1 favor from you, and he points at Hayden. Because
What?
you seem like the most useful out of all of you fellas. No offense, Aku. I know you're very good at what you do, but this guy, I don't know. I just got a feeling about you, son.
What do you want me to do?
Well, nothing yet. But I want you to agree to do me a favor when the time comes.
Can we agree that the favor does not include the exchanging of money?
The favor will not include the exchange of money.
Alright.
Your
I meant-
only stipulation, Aiden. Like literally, that is it. You will do
And-
anything else other.
I
than
just
give this
dropped
man money?
1,000 gold on this party today.
Lórien holds out his hand. Does Hayden take it?
Yeah, he shakes his hand.
Yeah. Vines will like grow around your hand and like hold them together, and they'll start sort of like glowing. You can feel the hum of magic, underneath. And when he draws away, the vines sort of like wither and sort of like crumble into sort of like little leaves and just sort of like degrade. And you might feel a little bit of your magic is being taken.
No.
Oh, nice. That's your next shady deal, Hayden. Right there.
Oh, it might not be shady. It might just.
Goddamn fate folk. Was tricking me.
I'll be honest. It is more likely than not that I will just send you a message one day when I'm hungover and I need a glass of milk or something. You know, I
can do that.
Thank you. I'll appreciate it when the time comes. Now I need 2 more. You volunteering, Mr. Wizard?
Okay, but on the caveat, I will not do anything sexual.
You're not my type, so.
Good. In that case, sure.
Put it there. And yeah, same thing happens. Vines grow
also,
around.
I will not kill any children.
That's a really good thing to stipulate. I'm proud of you, Zug.
Why, thank you.
You are so lucky, sir, that you said that just before, because you know, some children in this area.
Very annoying.
Don't worry, I got you.
So I got you, Foresight. Yeah, you look like the unscrupulous type.
That's
Okay.
the sign of Lucas right there.
And the deal is done with Zuck as well. Now. Neither of you two fancy that?
You can take whatever you want. I don't really care. Sure.
Put it there.
All right, let's do it. Great.
Cool.
I don't really have any caveats. I'll do whatever. I'm pretty open to most things.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. All right.
But I don't have any money, and yeah.
I mean, let's be honest now. If I wanted money, this would have been the perfect opportunity for me to obtain money.
Yeah.
I saw you just throw 1,000 gold on that table like it was nothing. So,
Right.
I know if I need money, I can just. Y'all shared that much with me for free.
This money stuff comes up in conversation so much.
You learn once you live a little while that money ain't worth that much, actually.
I mean, it's worth exactly as much as it's worth, right? That's how money works.
Such an insightful comment, Zug.
Thank you.
So your name is Zug.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Now, do you want to show me your real face, sir?
My real face? I don't know what you're talking about.
You might change your mind when you.
Lórien
Right.
puts his hands on either side of his face and will test the gap between his face and the
Tries to bat him away and we're
Yeah.
no, I
That's
don't
what
like
I
being
thought.
touched.
It'll definitely be your type when the hat's off, I promise you.
I wasn't lying when I said he's our most eligible bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the color green.
Why would you say that? That's an oddly specific thing to say.
Why would I say that? I can't see anything, of course.
Right, why would you say that?
Why would I say that?
Anyway, we've made our payments, so what about the Galverdanes then?
So the Galverdanes, well, I have quite a specific relationship with one of them. And,
Right.
I have been invited to their house on 1 or 2 occasions for afternoon tea.
Which one is it?
That's the one
Mm,
where they have the cakes and the scones.
and
it
tea.
comes with tea. Yeah.
And it's
In
in
the
the afternoon. In the afternoon.
I've heard of it
that's,
before.
That's right, yeah. Your man is right on the money.
Very learned. Learned. Words.
But it tends to be with Miss Eloise. Now, she has a lot of stuff going on in her life. A lot of difficult brothers, actually. But she stops by every week in here. Usually it's a Monday. Sometimes she comes in on a Wednesday. It depends on how much she needs. But I help her out here and there. And sometimes all she's looking for is a little bit of conversation for someone who's not well, I'll be blunt, a pompous, stuck-up asshole.
So, can we kidnap her?
What? Who said anything about kidnapping?
Well, that's the plan with the other one tomorrow, isn't it?
How about we ask some more questions first, Barnes? before we jump
Yeah,
to conclusions
I agree
like
with
that.
you.
Every novel needs like a dramatic point in the middle where you just
Lórien.
crazy shit.
Lórien, you said that she comes here for some stuff. Did she buy products from you?
Yeah, she does indeed. I have been supplying her with some medication, let's say, to still her nerves.
Is she badly
And-
ill?
Ill? Well, if you call being a member of that family a sickness, which I probably would, yeah, I guess she
A
is
limited
pretty ill.
experience, yeah, probably.
She comes here sort of on the lowdown, as most of my patrons do, but sometimes she likes me to go there sort of in disguise, you know, flaunt that she is seeing and speaking to unsavourable people, to her family, you know, piss them off a little bit. But she wants to do well, but you know what kids are like.
Going through a rebellious phase.
Yeah, for sure.
How old is she?
Early 20s.
Maybe like 60, I think. Like, she's quite young. She's like the second youngest, I think, or the third youngest.
60.
Yeah, Score does have that energy of just
60.
being old for his time.
Yeah, how old is a human when it reaches maturity?
Like,
Never
60?
arguably.
Like 60?
no, like
Like 50 years old?
I'd
Usually
say it takes a few hundred
18?
years, typically. Most of the archmages weren't particularly
18?
sensible.
for a human, yeah.
Oh, I have seriously misjudged the situation then. She must be around 18, maybe a little older. I'm sorry, the passage of time passes differently for us folk.
How old are you?
I'm not quite sure, actually.
It's fair enough.
Traveling between the Feywild and this plane, it messes you up a little bit. But I would say I have spent maybe around 300 years in this plane, so
Quite a while.
longer than I would have liked, but the interesting things keep happening, you know? A big old hole got blown up, some dragons came. It's been kind of wild around here these last couple of years, so I figured we stay. That and I have been left to attend to this establishment by myself at the moment, and I would feel terrible to leave it go disrepair, so.
So I'm sort of sensing a possibility with, well, do you think if maybe we could get you an invitation back to the manor? Maybe we could tag along as sort of your store clerks, or we could use it as a distraction, pop in, get information of our own for our own purposes.
May I ask what so you mentioned kidnapping her. Now, I'm
What-
curious to what... No, I understand that you're not actually going to kidnap her. However, the implication that kidnapping someone would achieve some sort of end, I'm curious to what that end might be.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, me three,
Well-
Barnes.
Like, what are you
Listen,
trying to
guys.
achieve here?
We are involved in a high-stakes political ploy, and we have to stop at absolutely nothing to get what we want. That's sort of our MO, right?
Which is, what is it that you
We're
want?
getting a little bit carried away with that.
No, I don't think so. I think we're all in here, boys.
Do you know what it is that you want? Because I'm
No,
sensing
not
a
at
little
all.
discord amongst y'all.
Honestly, I literally just got here. I was dead until 2 weeks ago. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm
You
loving
don't
this.
say.
I was. It's a little crazy, hence the not smelling. But no, there is a specific purpose, which is to find out more about the evil machinations of Mr. Siegfried and also Heinrich, because there's some shenanigans going on with Mr. Asgore von Galvadane. We sort of want to solve the mystery, figure out what nebulous affairs they're connected to, clasp or no, murders or no, and I don't know, do something with
Are you
that
sort of
information.
trying to dispose the political candidate so your favorite candidate will obtain admission to the council? Is that sort of
Well,
what you're looking for?
we don't really know shit about the other side either, so to be perfectly honest, she might not be any better, but Our immediate problem is that there are shenanigans afoot with Mr. Ascor, so for his own personal benefit, we need to clear these so he can live his happy, lace-filled life and what have you.
Actually,
Now,
no, go on.
no, you go ahead, sir.
Have you ever interacted with Ascor?
I may have seen him around once or twice, but I've never spoken to him personally. And from the sounds of what Miss Eloise is saying, I'm happy to keep it that way.
Has she changed what she's been saying about him recently? What's she been saying about Ascor? And Siegfried, actually.
Well, Ascor, nobody has much love for that fella. You know, he sounds kind of a tit, to be honest with you. But she doesn't speak about him too much.
Sort of a tit, but he's the tit that you kind of grow to love, if you know what I mean.
Is that right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Well, I cannot speak for that, having never met him, only having heard Miss Eloise's personality profile of her brother. But she does care a lot for Siegfried now. The sun seems to shine out of his arse as far as his father's concerned. He seems.
Maybe he does.
Maybe it does. Maybe he has a potion for that. Maybe I have a potion for that. Maybe that's actually a good. Let me just and he just sort of like drags something down and starts writing.
Imagine selling that to Veronica.
Yeah. Well, that would be one to show the family at the dinner party, huh? No, Siegfried, yeah, he's the favorite, but she likes him, but it's Hogarth, her younger brother, who she cares for the most. He seems to be the most normal out of the lot. I've met him once or twice. He's a nice little fellow. I suppose he seems to be removed from all of the pressures of what is happening with the family, being the youngest and having the least amount of stake there.
So here's the thing. In all seriousness, we have reason to believe that Siegfried is a bit of a nefarious character. And we were sort of hoping to get further information out of him at the rally tomorrow. And we have something of a plan to get him to a more secure location. Could we perhaps make one of your services be assisting us in this matter?
Well, I'm sure there will be some sort of post-rally after party that I could obtain y'all invitations to, if that would suit. But you would have to get a little bit more,
Well, the going plan is that my talent is that I'm a bit of a musical genius, among other things. But one thing I can do is play music and just sort of make them fall in love with me almost instantaneously. So I was thinking I might use that on Mr. Siegfried at the rally, but it makes a lot more sense if it's at a party. Get him sort of, enamored with all of this. And perhaps bring him back to the Open Purse, a site where we can talk to him in private, where he will not remember when he leaves, thanks to the charms of the establishment.
Hold on, but if we bring anyone back to the Open Purse, they're gonna make us charge. They're gonna charge us an entry fee again, and I'm not shelling out anymore. I've already paid 1,000 gold today, so.
The Open Purse is perfect. Think about it. The charm on it means that Siegfried won't remember shit about what we talked to him about in there. There's no better place to stage an interrogation, and Miss Veronica has it such that we will remember. And
that is actually true.
We're not paying for rooms and board. So, unless we decide to go rampant with the staff there afterwards, we'll not incur any further charges.
I mean, I do not dispute your claims of how amazing your charms work. However, it seems unlikely to me that Siegfried would willingly go to a brothel with a bunch of strangers.
Well, he'll be very distinctly charmed, and we've heard that Siegfried does visit this establishment upon occasion. So really all we have to do is plant the seed. Not literally, I'm not going to sleep with Ascor's brother, but...
I mean, that's one way to get information.
I might if he's, all of that. I suppose we'll answer the question earlier about the sun shining out of his ass, but his arse? Is that... How'd you say it nowadays? Is it arse? Something like that.
Something like that.
Anyway, right, so that's the going plan. So if we can do this at the party, even better, because we can all schmooze and find out other stuff.
Well, I'm sure I can find out from Miss Eloise what the musical guest will be that night and perhaps arrange to have them have some tummy problems on the day and a convenient replacement be sent along.
Right, if you could
you know.
organise me as the entertainment for the night. Or part of it anyway, I don't just spend all evening playing at a party. Like, half an hour. I do want to drink and have a good time as well.
I'm sure I could arrange something for you.
Perfect, it all comes together.
And no kidnapping any of my clients now. Can we
Well,
agree on that?
We will not
Perfect.
kidnap Eloise.
Right, just Siegfried.
Maybe Siegfried.
But it'll be a very sort of free-spirited kidnapping. It'll be a trip to a brothel and then letting him go. It'll be like a temporary visitation.
Be like a
sort of
lads' night
kidnapping.
out.
Right, we'll take him on a lads' night out.
Lads not out, I see.
I'm far too old for that sort
with
of thing,
boys.
but out with the boys, yes.
That does sound pretty fun to me.
Be like one of those social obligations that you don't really want to go on, but it's kind of rude to say no, so you go anyway.
No, I would absolutely love to go on this social obligation and
Right,
watch
this
y'all
sounds awesome.
trying to interrogate Siegfried in a brothel and see what happens. It sounds hilarious, actually.
We need to get dressed for the party. It's going to be an awesome social obligation.
So with the vague plan in mind, after just talking, we will call a very short break there if people are back at, let's say, 22. So 5-10 minutes. And yeah, you guys can hammer out the details of your plan, work out what's going to happen, potentially maybe get to the rally tomorrow if we have time this session, if that is what your intention is. But yeah, everyone will see you in 5-10 minutes. Bye. Welcome back. So you guys had gone from the brothel to Lórien's shop, where you had discussed a lot of plans, settling on getting hold of Siegfried and bringing him to the brothel, potentially at the rally tomorrow. There are many flaws in this plan for which I am sure you wish to discuss, so D&D Boyband. Well, not flaws, opportunities to discuss and show your wit, planning, cunning, and intelligence.
You think far too highly of us, Jamie. We literally just met a complete stranger who was eavesdropping on us and decided to follow him to then tell him
that makes
all of
sense.
our secrets.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I don't see the
Well,
problem.
guys, I can't see a single flaw in this plan, so
It's genius. Ship it.
what are we wearing?
Clip
Can I
it,
go to
ship
a
it.
party like this?
You, probably you. Probably you. You, not so
fashionable?
much. You, probably not. And I, well, no.
How much do nice clothes cost? Is it more or less than a few fish or sex?
It's less than sex.
Okay. Like a
Less-
lot less, or
Probably more than fish, though.
right? But why? Because you need fish to live, but you don't need clothes to live. Who decides the value of these things?
Well, you need clothes to
No
live. You
idea.
don't want to get arrested when you go out shopping now.
You get arrested for being.
Do people in the
unclothed?
Age of Arcanum just walk around naked?
Well,
Age of
no.
Arcanum.
But it was more the societal expectations more than any particular rules. We sort of lived by the rule of don't upset the local archmage, and if you didn't piss him off, then all was good, wise and dandy.
Well, I suppose I have not been to many cities in this plane, so I cannot comment the way that many of y'all might be able to. However, I do know that people here will try and get away with anything they can. So if there were no laws to wearing clothing out and about, folk wouldn't do it.
Interesting. Well, so we need to get dressed. We have to. What else do we need to do? Formulate a plan of attack on the family Galverdane beyond just.
When you say plan of attack,
Well, I mean a verbal one, sort of like our
Our game plan.
game plan, right?
I gotcha. Okay.
Aiden, you're sneaky. How do we do this?
Why would you say I'm sneaky? I'm not sneaky. I'm the least sneaky person that I've ever met.
You're super sneaky. You're even sneaking now.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sneaking with your words, buddy.
Nah.
Lórien starts serving tea to everyone. It's like looks and smells like green tea.
Nice. So
Hayden takes the tea and starts slurping noisily.
need people.
Constitution saving.
Okay. I knew it'd be drugged. 7. Oh wait, am I near Aku? In fact, I choose to fail it. I invite chaos into my life.
It's fine. It's just tea.
Fuck.
Darn it, chaos. So we need somebody to go after Eloise. And sort of, well, what do we want to learn from her? I suppose we could get specifics about Siegfried and Asgore and campaign and what have you. I'll go after Siegfried. Do we want to try the big cheese himself, Mr. Heinrich? What are we going to do about fake Asgore? Do you think they'll recognize us, guys?
No, why would they recognize us?
Hold on.
They've
Is
never
like
seen us before.
is a doppelganger? Is it like a person who's cast magic, or is it like a monster? Like, is it morally bad if we just kill it?
Like a creature, but we're all creatures, so.
Yeah, but like
kill one of us.
a cow is a creature, but you still kill it to like eat like a steak, right?
And is that morally bad?
Are we planning on eating the Calvinites?
No.
Well, why not?
What do you mean, well, why not?
It looks sinewy.
Right, there's not a lot.
That's
on
your
from
hang
what
up?
I've seen. Wow, Hayden, you really will do anything, won't you?
Except pay money.
That's what happens when you hang out with Vespin for too long, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, we're just here for information. We're not here to eat people.
No. No, we're not. But anyway, Heinrich, should we try him? Will he recognize us as the people that have been hanging out with Asgore? Yeah, and we might need some wisdom on this one. The assassins, they were sent after Asgore,
They were sent
right?
after Asgore, although Hayden thinks they were sent after him. Hayden might also worry about Kari being on stage. Whether or not he voices that concern is another thing. You all actually, well, that's not true. The 3 of you who were there at the time when you met Kari in the Silver Crossroads will be aware that if that is the person who you're talking about, knows what Zug, Aku, Asgore, Rasha, Ghost, and Hayden will look like.
Okay, so basically, the only people that they don't know are associated with Asgore are you, and he points to Barnes, and I guess now you, and he points to Lórien. So
glad we hired him. That's doubled our manpower.
you guys are basically our strike team, and we're just gonna have to work from the shadows. We'll be like the comms in the truck outside.
Y'all never heard of a disguise?
Nah.
I guess not. He just a second and be like, I guess not then.
Well, he's heard of it and certainly
I've
tried.
heard of disguise.
I thought his buzz was a pretty good one. Quite compelling.
I mean, I can see right through it, and I am literally wearing a blindfold, so make of that what you will.
I think if you'd like had a
Obviously-
better cover story, like you were like an astronaut that like was trying to like get back to space.
An astro what
Hold
now?
on. The god's name is an astronaut.
What in tarnation?
You're trying to find an old owner. He's called Andy. Sorry, I keep fucking taking on your accent. My accent.
Oh, this is.
Buzz Lightyear. No. Anyway. Just delete me from this entire stream right now.
Hey, would you like some more tea?
I'm gonna delete myself 1 second. There we go. Oh god. Hayden drinks the tea.
I miss
It's chamomile tea. And
Thanks.
He may feel a little calmer after drinking it.
Oh my god.
You undelete yourself.
Yeah, I deleted myself.
Lórien.
No, now you deleted Zug.
As an accident.
Lórien, do you have any like
Really?
sort of substances that help in extreme relaxation and perhaps hallucinogenic effects?
Plenty.
Great.
We got all sorts. What kind of side effects are you looking for?
Something that opens the mind to new experiences, sort of resets the neural circuitry is what I'm looking for specifically, if that
Resets
rings
the
any
neural
bells.
circuitry. I see. You're something of an archmage yourself with all these fancy words there, aren't you?
I'm a psychiatrist.
I will pretend I know what that is. And he just
help
turns
people's-
around and just tinkers and grabs little thingies and sort of like.
I'm a healer of the brain, and I sort of think that drugs might just do a better job than I do, so sort of willing to adopt them into my MO.
Well, the drugs always work, so you sort of like mixing. So it's like more and pastel out, just sort of like dashing a little bit of magic in here and there, and it changes color and sort of like doing this little thing.
Great, well, this is not immediately useful for our heist, but this is certainly something that I need to do business with you in the future. But more favors because I have no gold, but yes.
Tell you what, you can have this one on the house. And he hands him over. He sort of seals it in like a little packet and it's with a string tied around it. And it looks like a tea bag. And he's like, you just brew this up in some hot water. Job's
Just
again.
1 cup worth, or?
That'll be for 1 cup. You want more?
Well, and his eyes kind of flick to Hayden and Aku. Sort of depends how many guinea pigs I have for the experiment, but or we could just test it on me. But I think I need to not be doing the drugs because I need to be doing the therapy bit. I'll
Well-
workshop this. I'll think about this one. But,
Just try it. I guarantee the efficacy of my products. I would not try that on your friends, is all I'm saying.
Oh, right. I'll do some quality control then. Anyway, this is not for the heist. So Siegfried, no, somebody will recognize the vast majority of us. Is that correct, Aiden? Why?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
How?
they sent assassins after Asgore, like, last month, and clearly knew who he was traveling with, so...
Ooh, how did they know that?
They sent assassins. His own family sent assassins after him. Why would they need to do that?
Oh hell, I sort of think you need the backstory, huh?
I think if you're bringing me in as backup, maybe.
Guys, tell him the backstory. It'll be crazy if we don't do it.
Oh, I can't really remember.
I assume we can just like
I will
wave
say
over the backstory explanation.
hand wave over the rough events
Yeah, that's
of
good.
the
that's
past
alright.
2 months that Lórien probably remembers as well as anyone else here. Some bits are probably left out. Maybe the decapitating in the street.
Wonderwalkers.
The Wonderwalkers to some extent. Not everything quite makes sense. It's pretty crazy, Lórien.
I see. Well, it sounds like it was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed my last 2 weeks. I'm quite sad I missed the rest. Wish I'd been randomly resurrected sooner.
Would anyone like some cheese?
No,
I'll
No.
pass.
What?
I really
I
would
would
not like any
not-
cheese at all.
It was
Not
worth a
your
shot.
cheese.
It was worth a shot.
I don't eat. So you're going to disguise yourselves. Lórien and I shall be just our natural, charming, handsome selves. What are you
Something
guys
like
going
that.
to do at the party? Will you try a disguise? Zug, do you want to try your hat in a less wizardly obvious way?
You, yeah, I will. I'll switch it up. Don't worry.
Do you want to workshop it now? Maybe we could have a planning session. Ideate a little bit.
You know that he looks above. You know some magic, right?
I know quite a lot of magic, right?
Well then, and then he takes the hat off, and then obviously immediately transforms back to Zug. How does this work?
How does a disguise self spell work?
Yeah, well, it's a hat, not a spell, but you know.
Well, the spell is innately within the hat. It's just a
And he looks-
enchantment
stares
affixed
at the
to an
hat
item.
in like, oh, the spell is in the hat.
Right, you know the forage I gave you?
Amazing.
That had an innate enchantment within it, and because it was more powerful, it needed to be powered by little broomstones. But that'll just do it. It's a fixed enchantment.
Yeah, just flip the hat over and look inside. You know, the bit where your head goes. The spell's in there.
Goes over and starts looking. I can't see anything.
You gotta look harder.
Magic. It's
Are you
magic,
sure
it's
this one isn't
invisible.
broken? It's invisible.
Magic's
Magic is-
invisible, Zog.
Magic is amazing.
See, look, and he's gonna quickly like move his hands in front of Zog, like, whoa. Did you see it?
No.
It's because
What?
it was invisible.
Wow.
Why are we all bullying Zug all of a sudden?
Magic is amazing.
Anyway, Zog, magic is within the hat. So
Oh, okay.
whatever you want to look like, you can just will it. Magic is sort of a will thing as much as it is anything else. It's an intellectual pursuit, but also there's a fair amount of just sort of gaming yourself into the right headspace. So if you think that you want to look like me, you could put that hat on, and if you really want to look like me, you can do it.
Oh, he's kind of like, so I just think that I want to look like you.
Right. Think it really hard when you put the
kinda
hat on.
Closes his eyes
No,
and
you have
puts
to
the
put-
hat on. And then he looks like you, but wearing the hat. How did I do?
Guys,
Oh,
I'm not really a
shit.
hat person, am I?
The hat's still there. I can't get rid of the hat.
It kind of flattens down your curls a bit.
Try this now. Try this. And Lórien previously had a little bird in his hand, and the little bird sort of like had leaned into his ear and went cheep 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 cheep, and then flew away out of the window. Now imagine this. Imagine in your mind that the hat is a coconut, a giant coconut. Now, when you imagine putting it on your head, just imagine putting a coconut on your head, and then let go. And then you will see.
Squinches does the same thing, and predictably, the hat is now a giant coconut.
And he just looks like Zug.
So with a coconut on his head.
See,
But like
you
half
had-
a coconut. You know, like that cat picture, the famous one. Yeah, that one.
Right.
It's like that, but with a coconut. Like, it's
So
See,
a-
you
no.
have complete control over the magic.
Imagine if that was not a coconut. Imagine
Wait,
if that was
wait,
just
is
a
it
little
not a-
tiara.
Hold on,
will
is it a
always
coconut or is it
yeah,
not a coconut?
it is a coconut.
It
It will
is a
always be a
coconut.
coconut. Yes.
It is a coconut.
Yes.
I'm
But
sorry.
what-
Hold on, I'm confused. So it is a coconut, but it isn't a coconut.
It's a hat.
I
A
think I'm beginning
magical
to understand.
coconut.
So it's not. It is, but it's not a coconut. It's
Well-
like a psychological thing.
Zug, if you want to think about this, really, the
Mhm.
hat is magic, and magic is invisible. So really, the hat is invisible when you put it on.
The
Think
hat
of it
is
that way.
a coconut.
No,
Kind of
Lórien,
closes his
the
eyes
hat
and
is
he does
not
it
a
again.
coconut.
And now the coconut is semi-translucent.
All right, we're getting somewhere.
Now imagine, if you will,
Uh-huh.
a pineapple.
Lórien, no.
We're workshopping this, right? I can help.
Right,
I can
no,
do
fair
magic.
enough. Yeah, sure. Yes, no bad ideas in an ideation. So
Is it a coconut now? Is it a pineapple now?
I
No,
suppose.
it's not pineapple.
Really?
Right? It's still a coconut. Semi-translucent coconut.
just remember, Zug.
Hey, remember, he looks just like Barnes. It's Barnes wearing a semi-translucent coconut.
Magic is invisible. So the hat is magic. The hat is invisible.
I see. So
But you
he
might
closes
not.
his eyes again, and this time, the top of his head is just slightly invisible.
We're
Like, there's
getting
no hat,
so
but,
close.
like,
This
where
is
the hat
almost,
is,
we're almost
It's
there.
just invisible. Like his head just stops.
I would say that
Uh-huh.
what you're doing is it's steps. We're getting there. We're almost at the top. You've almost mastered this thing, but
Oh, okay.
it's
okay.
not going to be possible for you to turn up to this event the exact same as your friend here. So you're going to need to imagine someone different. Now,
I see.
when I do these things, I prefer to imagine the person that I hate the most in the world because I know I will never be in the same place as that person. So you start imagining the form of that person that you hate, you become them. And then you will never be in the same place, so you will never be mistaken for that person.
Right. So either who do you hate, or in that vein of thought, who do you really miss who you don't think you'll see for a long time?
Who do I really hate? Oh, well. No, I don't think I could look like Ghost. That would not be useful.
Lórien, could you give us like an example of how it might look so Zug can maybe get some inspiration? You know, something
Well,
that doesn't incorporate a hat.
Well, a person that I hate is a small child from the neighborhood. He is extremely annoying, quite tall and skinny, and has a face that you would love to punch. So I would become that child.
And you would
And
show
I
up
don't
to a
think we can-
party as a
I don't
child.
think we can do
Well, I
parties
can
as
show
child.
up to the party as myself because I am invited to all parties.
True.
And this child is so annoying and stupid that he would never get invited to any party.
Hold on, I don't think this isn't going the right direction.
All right, Zug, we'll try the second question. Who do you miss, who you fear you might not see for a long time?
Oh, that's a good question. So he thinks really hard. And he appears again, but this time there's no hat, no invisible. He just looks like the guard that he made friends with.
Aww,
Oh, that's so sweet.
that's really cute.
Wait, do you think? Hold on, I don't think I can be this one.
Oh, you can be
no,
that one. why
I
not?
do
But
not.
what if he shows up?
Yeah, I would
Right.
not. I would not that one. Someone who's
about-
someone who's from out of town.
What about Roman, or like your Rasha friend, or I
Ah,
don't know.
great idea.
Roman's a good idea. He's not going to show up, and he's distinguished,
That is very
gentlemanly.
true.
He's
You're
very
familiar with
that.
him. You could copy his accent and stuff.
Right?
Mm.
Just think, do what Roman would do. What would
So you
Roman do?
Just one more time, and he looks like Roman, but like slightly shorter. But other than that, quite similar.
Oh yeah, because
Guys,
Roman's
how did
like
I
10
do?
foot tall, isn't he?
Roman's can't imagine being that tall. It's just impossible.
Should be illegal.
Exactly.
Would I know whether or what the state of being a drow in Amon is?
Not great.
Okay, so Lórien looks up. That is the perfect disguise. You look incredibly distinguished, and you will fit right in.
Fantastic. Well, we've got it,
Right.
guys.
Would I know what it's like to be a drow in Amon?
Nope.
You just want the chaos, don't you, Jamie?
Yes.
Now,
Alright, so
can you-
that's your
Now,
disguise.
I just need to check.
Oh.
This person will not show up, and Lórien obviously knows very well that Drow's not going to fucking show up in these socials. So
I don't
can,
think you should.
Can you
no.
be certain that this fellow will not
Well,
show
I
up?
actually need to talk to him later, so I might drop him a quick message and just tell him not to show up in Amon for the next 24 hours. I need to bring him a hat and a mug and maybe a little coaster for his desk.
Then
So, should be
perfect.
safe.
You can pull that one out at the party, and no one will notice you. You will blend right in.
Wait, hang on. No, this is not a good one. Because the
Why?
assassins were sent after us when Roman was with us.
You're right. What about Essek
Yeah, but
Bayless?
Roman's not dead.
What
It's
about
fine, no?
Essek Talus? Yes.
It's quite similar
Yeah,
to
Essek Talus.
Roman, but just a bit, you know.
Really handsome. God, Essek Talus is so handsome. I swear to God, it's going to be quite difficult when I go back to visit. I'm going to ask if he doesn't mind if I send him messages maybe as well.
Just be careful you don't catch him at a bad time.
Right. It's terrible. I messaged him on the toilet or something.
This is why I send my messages through my friends, so they always know the right time to interrupt.
Yeah, well, I am my friend.
Your friend that you've mentioned, is that the person who owns the shop with you?
Oh no, I'm talking about my little friend here, and the little bird comes down from like the eaves
Oh.
and like lands on his hand. My little friend. This is how I send my messages around. You know all my business now, don't you? Me, 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 me. Thank you. And it flies away again.
What is their name? That little bird.
The name, George.
Nice name, George. Very distinguished.
Very
distinguished little guy.
Extremely distinguished.
All right. So, Asictalis is your disguise, Zog. Hayden, what are you doing? You're sneaking.
Well, the thing is, the last time I went to a party, it did not go so well, so...
What could have possibly happened?
Kind of... got really drunk, and,
Well, there is very rarely alcohol served at these parties, Lórien says, knowing fine well there is. So I think you will be fine. If you're able to procure a disguise or change your hair or dress somewhat, you're a handsome chap, you know. You could probably blend in wherever you need to.
Thank you. I'll come along to the party, but maybe I won't stay on the dance floor. I think I'll give myself away with my lack of dance moves.
Right, just this is a business trip, so just don't get pissed. You know, this is an operation.
Some of you might wonder what's become of real Ascor at some point.
Yeah, I suppose we might.
Maybe.
The Rothaluna did say she's keeping tabs on him for you.
Yeah. And then Aku, what are we doing with you? You can't hide someone that looks like you very easily.
Barnes, I still don't understand what you're talking about when you say that.
You're just so distinguished. You're just really handsome, Aku. You just stand out. I have lived a long time. I've lived 350 years, plus a millennia, if you will. And you just... wow.
I will say, however, that it is not quite proper to be displaying one's titty out at these parties, so you will either have to display both or neither. You'll have to commit to one. The indecision is actually quite frowned upon.
No, I like it. It's quite whimsical. It's sort of charismatic the way it's just the one titty.
Yeah, those Galvardanes, they're not exactly one for whimsy. You might have seen.
Right. So Aku, what'll it be? No titties or two?
I do have other clothes to wear.
Is that
events.
right? I should like to see that.
I'm not sure I should, to be honest. Could probably just go without.
I mean, I don't really have many options for disguise or sneak. Fuck off, Blade.
I should probably go buy some clothes, actually. I don't think I'll be able to get into this place.
Mine are 1,000 years old, so I should probably buy some new clothes as well. You know.
So to clarify, for my sake, is your plan to go to the rally than to go to the after party? Or is
I
it to
think
go to
so.
the after party? Okay.
I
cool.
think we're going to the rally, yeah.
We'll go to
We're
both,
still
yeah.
going, but we can like hang back in the shadows maybe. We don't need to make a move, and we'll do our singing and our Siegfried abduction at the party.
Okay.
That's what we're doing, yeah?
Is the party happening at the Galverdane estate?
Where is the party happening?
You haven't been told yet.
Hey,
Lórien,
Lórien, do you
where's
know
the
where the
Lórien, yes, these do typically happen at the Galverdane estate.
Typically, these do happen at the Galverdane estate.
I'm glad we went through that.
And I can arrange a carriage to escort us there on time, so we don't look out of place going on foot.
Great. Okay, do we have time to go shopping in between the rally and the event? Or how soon is the... When are we buying clothes? What time is the rally? Gosh, there are just so many things we just don't know. DM help.
Well, the rally was in the morning. That's so Frenna was going first, followed by followed by Heinrich.
I was
It
like
was
afternoon.
no, it was more. It's like 9, 10,
9,
and then like Sofrena will go and then do her speech, and then Heinrich will go afterwards. You know that it's between the Cloudtop district and the Central district. I don't think you know any more than that. You should know any more than that. location and time and order of service, I suppose.
We want to be there for the first bit, Silfrana. Because really, if we're going to undermine Heinrich, we should probably make sure that, like, the opposition isn't the worst person ever. But I don't really care who ends up in power. It's sort of not my city, not my problem, you know.
Not my circus.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, the opposition, her name is Silfrana, and she has certainly got more moral credentials than Heinrich von Galverdane. She works a lot for the people, brings people up, a very grassroots organization about empowering the proletariat of Amon as opposed to
We can't
Yeah.
say the word empower. It's like sort of overblown. Is she using empower?
No,
in
she
her
is no,
campaigns?
she is literally empowering them by giving them access to magic and
Oh.
education.
Oh,
and
this
things
is the
like
Age
that.
of Arcanum sounding sort of philosophy. Right,
Yeah.
I'm sort of for it. I really
The
think
great
philosophy should go
equalizer,
more.
the great
Right.
equalizer, magic. Yes.
Right, because it really disturbs me that Zug doesn't even understand how to use a disguise hat. So there's something wrong
I
with
told
the
you, I
way.
just don't
No,
magic.
he is
Not a
perfect.
problem.
He is very good at the disguise. You should not
No, it's
underestimate
just-
him.
You're flattering me, I know that.
No, you
not-
are I can tell a man who is trying his gosh darn best. Don't put yourself down, Mr. Zug.
No, Zug, it's not a you problem. It's a societal problem that you don't know. It's not something you should blame yourself for. You should blame the institution in which you were brought up for not giving you the opportunity and the knowledge to use this sort of thing.
Absolutely. Now you should be on Silfrana's campaign team because that would work
Right.
a charm.
This hat
And-
should be accessible to everyone.
And Zug, now, if you would like, I can certainly give you a brew, which if you drink every day will improve your connection to the magical and arcane elements of this plane, and will allow you access to magic a little easier. It will come with time. It will not be an instant one and done potion, but if you're interested in that, I can arrange it.
I not sure.
Offers there if you ever want to take it up.
Yeah, thank you.
Shit, maybe I should go join Silfrana's team. I'm so in support of all of this. We should distribute your brew to the masses.
Well, let's not talk about the masses, because amping up production on a level like that would be a little beyond me, and I do not. Well, my associate would not be okay with upscaling. However,
Right.
on a personal level, I'm certainly agreeable to diagnose and prescribe.
I love it. You're like a medical practitioner with illicit substances of nefarious purpose.
So nefarious.
Excellent.
I just had a ghost in there for a second.
Okay, so we in the morning we'll be somewhere at 9 o'clock. We will go there. Then we will shop for clothes so we are presentable for a party.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And then we will go to the party, presumably in the evening.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Good. Wonderful. Plan. What can go wrong?
Indeed.
Nothing.
So,
Well, if we've planned for the day, I did promise Troy I'd go back, and I do, well, I'm going to go back to the brothel for my own purposes, if you know what I mean.
Well, there will be one window which is available to crawl in if you don't have an open invitation.
I think they'll let me in the front door. We have freedom of passage. But also, guys, I was going to contact Roman and just send him a few quick words, so if there's any message you want conveyed to him, if you miss him and want to give him a big, long-distance hug, I can let him know that, but yeah.
Yeah. If you're messaging Roman, I'll say hi.
Just hi, no, I miss you, father, or...
I didn't say that, okay?
Daddy, sorry.
No, I'm putting words in your mouth, but I
Sorry.
don't think I belong there.
Daddy? Sorry.
Say hi. I'm well. I hope you're well too. Bye, Hayden.
Keep my fucking character's name out of your mouth.
All right, I shall say that. in
Cool.
As few words as I possibly can because it's very limited.
Cool. Just say hi.
Where are you staying? Are you staying at the brothel or are you sleeping on Lórien's floor? Lórien, are you...
Why would you be sleeping on my floor? I know that I'm a stranger to this place and I'm not from around here, but where I am from, we still do have beds,
Well, beds are... You can't assume that you're just going to offer beds to everybody. Honestly, people sleep on the floor all the time. So,
Is that right?
it's more of a reflection of them than you. But yeah, what are the rest of you doing?
No idea.
Great.
Well, if you need it, you are all welcome to stay.
Thank you. I'll take my cozy perfumed bed, which I can't smell in the brothel with the attractive people wandering around. Not that you're not all attractive, just, they're very attractive.
We were all offered an extra night in the brothel, right?
You were offered free reign in the brothel, presuming you gave her your hair and some of your thoughts, which you all did with your negative intelligence modifiers.
I mean,
Do we get those
given
back?
given that I don't think I'll get my night or my hair back, I am gonna go with Barnes to the brothel for the evening. Not with Barnes, like.
I mean,
Ayo.
good man, and he'll put an arm around Aku's shoulder. So I guess the rest of you will see you at the rally if you're not coming back, or... Yes, no.
Zug, where are you going?
I don't know. Where are you guys going?
Think we're all going back to the brothel.
Then I'll come with you.
Cool.
Lórien, do you want to sleep in one of our beds?
I really should stay and mind the shop, but I will come. Yes, I will come.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
Just give me a second. He sort of like rustles around behind the counter and like pulls a sign out. I can drop this on the door so people know we're not around.
A night out with the boys it is.
Okay. So,
As we leave, Lórien sort of closes the door. There's no lock or anything on it, like that you can tell. I mean, he sort of hangs another wooden sign on the door that says "Come back later," but it's spelled CUMBAKL8R.
Some interesting spelling.
All right, this should be enough.
okay. So, we will say you will return to the brothel. Is there anything you guys particularly want to roleplay, or are we vaguely okay to kind of go? I'll just charge you guys for what you want to wear. You can describe it. Go back to the brothel, do the rally in the morning. Anybody want to talk to anyone or do anything? When you guys get back, the kind of everything's cleared out a little bit. The ruby has clearly retreated. Thaddeus kind of nods at you and kind of bumps fists with Zug as you walk in. If there's kind of, it seems a bit late now for any other kind of activity within brothel. Troy is still there and kind of beginning to clean up along with the other couple of the other employees. But if there is anything you guys particularly wanted to roleplay, let me know. Otherwise, I will vaguely accelerate till the next morning.
Few wee things, but I'll make it fast.
Okay.
So number one, I guess on the way back, I would send a message to to Roman. Sorry, we're not on messaging basis yet. So it would be something to the effect of, Roman, hello. How's Vass been? Settling? Hayden says hi, Dad.
I didn't say that! He shouts in the background.
How's
I'm-
Essek? Can I just message him? Is he, I have a present for you guys. Alright, bye.
I'm sure he didn't say that. Vespin is fine. Shivering in corners. Message Essek all you like, so don't bother me.
Barnes is just gonna stop in the street, grin, and be
Wow.
like, "Hello, Essex Taylors, it's Barnes. I'd love some details on Vespin and how he's doing. When do you think's an appropriate time for me to stop by and conduct research with you, if you know what I mean? All right, bye. I have a present for you."
I hope to any and all of the gods that I know exactly what you mean, and my imagination does not run wild. Vespin is unresponsive. Whenever you like, notice, please. I don't know quite word count. That doesn't feel like 26. It might have been close.
Loose.
Close enough.
Barnes is just gonna stop and turn to the party and be like, "Essex Taylor said his imagination was running wild with what I said, guys. I think I'm in with a chance, you know." Anyways, Sarah's laughing at Lauren's message.
Yeah, I sent the real message.
Hey, baby, you want some teleportation?
That is definitely not what Roman's reply would have been. I know, and at the brothel, I'll ask Troy if he'll go to a side room and to not spend all the time role playing. I will apologize and segue into something to the effect of, he mentioned his upbringing and missing the ocean, and I would like to attempt to spend some time trying to just talk to him about it and hear about him and who he is, and essentially at some point qualify it with, Barnes is just trying to figure out if he's the kind of person that still primarily wants to help people or cause harm. And
Sorry, is this Troy? Sorry.
Yeah,
you
this
mean-
is to Troy. So he's just going to spend the time.
Roll a general insight check for the conversation.
Insight? Oh, my word. 16, which I'm going to add a d10 to 18. A d6, sorry.
Get the sense that Troy, there's an infectious nature about people who seem to work in the brothel, all of them, which is they're very carefree, and I suppose someone as experienced as Barnes in an age where truly most cares are taken care of, someone being quite so carefree, to what extent does this go? And I think it worries you in the way that a fey creature's care or an archmage's carelessness might worry you. Not in a something is obviously wrong, but you worry that, I think, say with an 18, knowing that Veronica is a fey creature, you worry how much of that has kind of infected the day-to-day life of the staff. Nothing
Okay.
really matters to them, and when nothing really matters, then what isn't out of bounds anymore.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, the general point is he's just kind of doing some free opportunity for the guy to talk and see if he can help in any way.
Yeah.
Just trying
Fairly
to
guarded
keep
as
himself
well.
up.
Like, he was had something about C missing it. Doesn't seem to be from around here. He doesn't seem willing to give up the information he traded to Veronica, as in what he originally did. But it's a fairly I would say it's a fairly flirtatious conversation in the way that you're both trying to smooth each other but not really getting anywhere with an 18.
Okay, well, just trying to be a good person.
No, I know. Say this the interject. Anyway,
Yeah.
anything else you want to do other than those two?
No.
When you guys get into the establishment, you realize that Lórien isn't with you. But when you get up the stairs to the rooms and you're about to go in, he's like at the top of the stairs, like, "Hey."
Veronica's like, do you really? Okay.
Is she like coming out of a door upstairs or something?
No, she just like walked past as you were going in. He's with you now.
We're not financially liable for this person.
Wonderful.
Just like,
Did you enjoy the show, Lórien?
it was great. Thanks for having me.
You see her take out a doll that seems to have like a couple of Lórien's hairs on it, and walk down the stairs a little bit, giving him the side eye.
So, you gave her some hair too, then?
Well, the madam gets what she desires. Isn't that always true?
Hey, you had a go at us for doing it.
Yeah, well, maybe I was speaking from personal experience there, Zug.
Oh. So, she's not gonna just give it back?
I don't know if we negotiated getting it back.
Good
Oh,
luck, I say.
Damn. I thought you'd just give it back when we left.
Well, who's having me tonight?
Having you?
Well, you said you put me up in a nice little cushioned perfume bed. Isn't that what I heard?
Lance is probably walking off with Troy at this point, and he's like, "Well, I'm having this one, so see you tomorrow."
All right. Well, you and he puts his arm around Hayden's shoulder. You're the cheeriest one. Let's go, friend. Which one's your room?
This one, and he points at his door.
Yeah. Well, he leads him into his room and closes the door. And nothing funky happens. He like throws little pillows at him and like is just normal.
Sorry, I misunderstood slightly. My mistake. I'll message you.
You can have my room. Actually, I will sleep somewhere else. Make yourself at home. Don't break anything.
Whoa. What are you doing? Where are you going?
I need to go speak to someone. So...
And would you like some company?
Nah, you're good. You good?
Are you sure? You know, I know these streets very well, and you know, it seems like you do too. You sound sort of from these parts, but you might have been away for a while. You might have forgotten how things work. And you know, I'm a fella who knows a lot of people. I can be a lot of assistance, and you can count on my discretion. I can absolutely be there to back you up. I can be in the shadows, or I can be out front. However you like it. Allow me to accompany you, and I will try and persuade Hayden to let him bring me along as his friend.
What are you rolling?
We've had issues rolling in the past. I suppose Hayden. I think in character, like if you insight, I'll do, but not persuasion. You guys need to convince each other.
Okay.
So that's the argument, Hayden.
I'm literally just going down the hall to speak to one of my friends.
All right. Well, I'll be round. He taps his ear.
Cool. That's fine. And Hayden slips out the room and heads down the hallway to Aku's door. And Discord crashed. Fantastic. Hello?
No, it's fine.
I'm out.
Did I disconnect just as like Hayden left the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hayden leaves the room and goes down and knocks on Aku's door.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Is
I
Aku
could
in the middle of
probably-
something?
Well, I mean, is her name Veronica, or did I just call her the wrong name?
Oh
Name is
god, am I
Veronica.
interrupting something?
Okay.
Veronica, am I?
Yes.
Uh,
Staying in Aku drama continue.
Aku turns up like half wearing a dressing gown.
No, I feel like Veronica probably was in the middle of shit when she was walking across, and it's still not that late, right? So,
No.
yeah, Hayden, Aku is gonna answer the door, probably knowing it's Hayden, because generally people don't walk as quietly as Hayden. So,
Can I come in and talk real quick? Just can I?
emotions in.
Cool. And he like slips into the room, and then he's like,
Okay, £1,000.
he's like, can we talk like this way? And he like gestures to like a telepathic conversation, kind of expecting Aku to start one up so he can reply.
I can only speak telepathically right now. No?
Hayden's
Aku looks kind of concerned, and he goes, "Is everything okay, Hayden?" And obviously telepathically.
You said that you know this Lórien guy, right? You've met him before? You've worked with him before?
I've met him and I've worked with people that have worked with him. Yes.
I'm just... I really appreciate how go-getting Barnes is, and we came here without a plan and now we've got one, which is great, but we literally just met this guy in the bar and he was eavesdropping on us, and now we're just telling him stuff. Like, do you have any sort of, like, hunch on what this guy's like? Is he trustworthy? Are we just fucking sending ourselves down the shitter? Like, is this safe?
Given his line of work, Hayden, I wouldn't call him trustworthy. He, from my experience, makes a living selling, well, how do I put this? That allure route that he was showing Barnes earlier,
Right.
was not a allure route, and it was not anything close to what could be passed off as...
What, like
real.
a counterfeit?
Well, I know it when I see it, and that definitely wasn't it.
Right. I get you. Okay, so this guy might not be all as he seems.
I mean, Hayden, I understand your worries, but given how we as a group have really kept our secrets not secret to just about everybody, I don't think this is really a new concern for us.
I know.
Looks over at sleeping Zugs. Come on, Walker.
I just mean, he mentioned that he works with the class, supplying them drugs, and I know that is something that you used to do too, but you are in a bit of debt with them. Do you think there's any chance he could sell you out? Where you get a chance to pay them back or something?
I mean, here in Amon, I reckon anyone I meet could probably sell me out to the class, given how many fingers they have in pretty much everyone's pies.
Yeah.
It's, well, I'm hoping that his character will, shine through to be not so... Well, you know what I'm saying, right, Hayden?
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you can all stab him, right? Hayden kind of smiles as if it's like a cheerful joke.
Aku kind of like, at the mention of stabbing him, Aku kind of looks thoughtful and as if, I didn't think of that, and smiles. Yeah, I suppose so.
Hayden laughs. Okay.
He's not laughing.
Right. He becomes more solemn. Yeah, not a joke. Listen, can I sleep in here tonight? My room's kind of occupied.
Well, this room is also occupied, Hayden. I don't know if you, noticed.
I mean, we were sharing a tent for, like, weeks, and there was no issue, and just... I don't want to share a room with the guy that we don't know. And stuff.
Who kind of wistfully looks at the door. Can he sense Veronica anywhere close?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, Hayden, if you really feel that uncomfortable rooming with our new friend, then I suppose why not?
Cool. I can, I'll sleep on the floor over there, and he, like, points to a corner.
Aku kind of looks at the massive bed that's in the room and goes, I mean, do you prefer the floor? That there's plenty of space here.
I mean, if that's fine, I guess. Sure. Yep.
Aku just shrugs and starts, like, I guess, getting ready for bed.
Cool.
I mean, it's not that late though, right? Like, it's late, but it's not like he's probably like still like pottering around with stuff like in his bag and getting into comfortable clothes.
Cool. Hayden will kill some time scribbling away in his notebook and eventually get ready for bed.
Yeah, after 30 minutes of Hayden doesn't come back, Lórien's gonna get bored and go to the bar. And-
Okay.
You spend a while there, but you'll probably see Barnes show up in a few hours. You know, maybe clothes a little ruffled, but at that point he'll just sort of sit on the stage and pluck away at the strings and, you know, just sort of through the night play because he does not seem to need to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Do you take requests?
Sure, what you want?
Write a song about me.
Song about you, all right. There once was an elf, and he'll, you know, like for a little while.
No, come up with a song right now, Chloe. Feel my pain. Do it.
Well.
And the name of the ship was a Billy.
It's a jaunty little tune. It's accompanied with the viola. It's very merry, happy, bouncy. Lots of talk about flowers and birds and the fae.
Awesome.
He calls him handsome at least twice in the song.
He's very flattered.
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Barnes, could you make a perception check?
A what check?
Perception check.
Deception?
No.
I'm
Perception.
not lying.
Perception.
16 plus 6. 22.
22. Okay. So while you're performing, you know, you're bathing, you're kind of focusing on your new
I
friend.
don't hear
Lórien.
noises from Hayden and Aku's room, do I?
Dunno.
No. But while you're thinking, the slight smell of sulfur does enter your nostrils. And what you thought was an empty bar, one of the seats at the very far back, kind of shaded in a bit of shadows and behind one of the curtains maybe, you see the dark outline of a figure sitting, watching both you and Lórien from afar.
Yo, well, abruptly, he'll probably finish the song.
Woo! Encore! Encore!
Yeah, 1 second. And he'll skip on over to the seat. Curtain, did you say?
Yeah, the curtain.
The curtain?
As you
yeah.
get closer, you see the figure sitting down. You see like a little kind of tail kind of reaching out with a small little like spade at the end, and 2 horns kind of leading outwards and then leading off to the side. Your face thinks impressive tiefling.
Hello? Mr. Shadow.
And as you pull back the
closer?
curtain, the shadow seems to go almost with the curtain, be pulled to the side, and it's just an empty chair.
He's gonna wheel round, look at Lórien and be like, Lórien,
Barnes.
place is haunted. Dude.
Dude.
Shit, did you see that?
No,
Was
Lórien
it?
didn't. You did not see it.
Some
Like,
kind of-
like for meta knowledge, you didn't see it. However, Lórien chooses to react. It's up to Lórien.
Was it a ghost?
There is like a shadowy ghost with horns like a tiefling ghost. Has a tiefling died here?
Oh my god, probably.
Holy shit.
So many people have died in this place.
How many?
I don't know. Can you imagine Dan whilst climaxing? I would stay here forever. I would spend my whole afterlife here.
Fair enough, yeah, sure, you probably would haunt this place, wouldn't you?
Mhm.
I'll sing for the ghosts, maybe, a little bit. Why doesn't
Them-
anyone
them-
resurrect them? That's
Them
crazy.
horny ghosts, if you know what I mean.
Bun's just like doubles over. Oh man, I wish the bar was open.
I mean, who says it isn't? And Lórien slides over the top of the bar and, like, trying to be graceful, but probably, like,
You're right. Who says it
who
isn't?
says it isn't? And starts
That's-
dispensing drinks to him and Barnes.
And that is how they spend the rest of their
Oh.
night.
Every time you move far enough away, by the way, the figure returns. And whenever you go back over and
Lórien, seriously, dude.
and Lórien cannot see it. Whether or not Lórien
Right.
tells you that is up to you, obviously.
I can't deal with this. Oh my god, pour me more of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is no knock on Hayden and Aku's door, although Aku, as you're drifting off, you do hear Veronica's voice say, "A shame."
Thirsty wench.
I suppose I'll collect another day. Rest of you.
Oh,
You wake up in the morning. Brothon is not a place many people are in the morning. I will be honest. It's surprisingly quiet. Some of you are going shopping before you go to the rally. Is that correct for an outfit? Or is that for later for the party?
Post
you will just-
rally for the party.
Post rally, okay. Is there anything you guys would like to do or accomplish before the rally begins or starts? Or you go to the area where it is beginning?
Oh, I mean, aside from avoid the ghost curtain.
Yeah, it's gone in the morning. But when you leave and you come back, it's empty.
Flippin' heck.
Although, make an investigation check. You're having a look
What?
around it.
Oh no. Okay. Wait, my investigation's really low. 18.
Nope.
Nothing.
You don't notice anything.
Fresh nothing. All right.
Cool. Is there anything anybody wants to do or roleplay about before you guys leave to attend the rally?
Do we buy clothes before we go to the rally or after?
After the rally.
I guess, does the rally go straight into the after party?
The rally's at 9 in the morning,
Oh.
right? So, yeah.
And there's an after party at the evening in the
Yeah.
Cool, we got 10 then. Can wear our civvies.
I got time.
I got time.
Okay. Rally time. Wait for the boys. Do Hayden and Aku come downstairs together?
Yeah?
Yep.
Barnes is going to smile at them both.
Morning.
Good morning. Oh, you're tired.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Why?
Lórien goes and kind of sniffs them. I wouldn't be
Barnes is
that
such
happy.
a
I wouldn't be so happy for him.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
You know they have baths.
They should have come to the bath.
Do they?
Last night,
Oh,
Lórien.
Oh, that would have been good.
I'm coming
Yeah, that
back
was
here
very
after the
relaxing.
rally.
Guys, it was haunted last night, and then we got drunk and went to the baths together.
It was extremely cursed.
It was
Actually
super
sounds kind of
cursed.
fun.
The most cursed bath I've ever had.
Your friend here is haunted by some sort of horny devil.
I sure am. Quite a few of them, actually.
Mm. And you're in the wrong place for that, sir.
I thought I was in the right place.
I suppose it depends who's asking.
Surely this is the best place for it. Anyway, it's way too early in the morning for this, so... Rally. Politics.
Rally! Woo!
Let's go.
Ugh.
Let's go to the politics.
Hayden's gonna swing by the bar before they leave. Do you guys do coffee?
Bar is not up. There's nobody here. In the
Is there
morning.
an espresso machine behind the bar?
I don't know, Lórien.
Yes.
Do they do coffee? Can you fix them a coffee?
Oh, I don't know. I think I maybe.
Hayden's gonna hop
needed
over the
a-
bar and make a coffee.
I think I maybe needed another bar at the moment. You know.
Kaluuya's coffee.
You can fix yourself a
flavoured.
coffee, yes. Definitely not espresso machine, but coffee beans, the grinder and stuff. So you can definitely make yourself coffee and heating.
Hayden just
Right,
takes the
so-
whole like mug with him as they leave the.
Hot cocoa. Anyway, as you guys leave, the early hours in the morning relative for the location you're in, there's quite a hubbub. There are lots of people streaming in the directions. You guys are in the central district, so it's towards the cloud top, towards the Cinder Scar, towards the kind of raised part of Imon that falls off to the cliff before you get to the port. I presume you guys just get swept up in the crowd a little bit on your way there.
Let's
I'm
test
not
the,
wearing my hat today.
the map.
Who is disguised as who? Or what?
Like it's disguised as Roman.
So where are we right now on the map?
I thought you were Essex Payless.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah. So we were in Abdar's Promenade.
No, so you were in the central district, and you're going across basically the somewhere between the Cloudwell district and the central district, like that little like node, where there's probably a gate. Cloudwell district and central district.
Okay,
like
cool.
literally above the P for Cloudwell district.
Right. I see. Okay, cool. I get
So
you.
it's not that far. As you guys were, there are various people kind of talking and chattering about the election, news in general, the werewolf play, kind of everything and all things amplified more as more people are pushing in this direction. As you go, there are various banners hung up. Obviously, people working for each of the campaigns, kind of giving out news, shouting stuff, as well as news tellers. Is there anything anybody would be looking for in particular? Or are you all just happy to be swept along?
I'll be like low-key keeping an ear to the ground to see if I catch any sort of thieves' cant kind of murmurings in the crowd.
Make a investigation check.
Cool. That is a 23.
23. You don't hear anything on your way. Nothing jumps out to you as thieves can. Looking around for members, you're reasonably confident that either you haven't been noticed, nobody's looking for you, or just in this immensity of crowd, there's nothing nearby, and also that there's no immediate class of interference in your local area.
Cool. I'm happy.
Cool.
Through the bustling crowd, as we kind of make our way through, Lórien is going to surreptitiously start dropping some enchanted seeds into people's pockets, which will probably start growing in the next half an hour to 45 minutes into big tangling vines that will slowly and apparently discreetly try and like constrict and wrap around the people whose pockets that they're in.
Yes.
Sowing the seeds of chaos, perhaps?
Maybe.
Nice.
You reap what you sow.
I think YouTube's actually killed Rhythm Bar, hasn't it? Or like Music.
Yeah.
Just murdered.
I know our tunes are gone.
I'm playing some local tunes to keep the stream
Oh, we got
going.
local vibes.
Oh, that's the vibes, I think. Okay, fair enough. Cool.
But yeah, in the hopes that like when the rally starts and stuff, maybe it causes a little bit of chaos, like, and people start freaking out. But we'll see.
Okay.
Do I need to do sleight of hand for that or anything?
Yes,
or is it...
go for it.
Oh right, okay. I shouldn't have said anything.
Ooh,
Oh well, that's not too bad. That's a 23.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. No one seems to be noticing. It's going well. Yeah. Cool. All right. You guys filter into kind of the constructed stage with kind of banners on either side. On one hand, you've got images of Sofrano. On the other hand, images of what you now know to be Heinrich. And the crowd is kind of dispersed, with kind of each supporters kind of separated down the middle alongside their certain banners. And there is, for those of you who are particularly keyed in, a decent amount of tension. People, like, there's a decent crowd who seem undecided, but are also there to kind of see and what's interested. There are supporters who are being quite vocal. And after some time, you kind of looking around, kind of see where are you notice that at the back or kind of the stage, kind of into the Cloud district, seems to be where both people are coming from. There is a lot more guard activity. The arms have been more centered around there. There doesn't seem too much monitoring of the crowd. It seems to be around the front of the stage and to the back of the stage where people would kind of enter. Would you guys try to get close, or would you guys kind of hang back? What do you think you guys would be up to?
I'd like to get close so I can try and read expressions. Specifically, I'd like to be within... How many feet would I like to be within? I think it's just people I can see. But, close enough. Near the front.
Okay.
I'll go with Bonds.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, 30 feet. Yeah, 30 feet radius.
Try to be 30 feet. Okay. Neither of you stand out, so are like trying to be noticed by the guards. So don't worry about making stealth checks. You just kind of force your way through, and you might be the odd disgruntled, person you push past the. But already simple. What are the rest of you doing? Hayden, Zug, and Aku.
Sticking close to both.
I'll be sticking close to Barnes, right?
Yeah, I'd say try to stay roughly as a group without being obvious that we're moving as like a mob.
And folk are in
know, Zog's
disguise,
making
right? We're
no-
not compromising ourselves.
Yeah, Zog's
and-
making no attempt to not hang around Barnes. He's literally just following him around.
I mean, Aku's not in disguise.
Yeah. So, let's have Zug and Hayden could make stealth checks for me.
Cool.
Zug, you have advantage because of your disguise, disadvantage
Woo!
because of your armor.
Okay, so just
Great roll.
normal.
That is a 29.
29. Impressive.
17.
17. Alright. Both of you in this crowd, this busy place, seem fairly unremarked upon. Seemingly, you're both happy you haven't done as the rest of you are. And is there anything you guys are looking for, or is it you happy to wait until Sylphrena makes her appearance, presumably first?
Can we just?
I want-
Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, I want to get a good sense of like the security the speakers have. So,
Yeah.
who's with them backstage? All of that.
So you can't really see backstage; it's protected by banners. But you see there are about 15 members of the Arms of Imon kind of directly in front of the stage. Each one kind of guarding around. It's like raised above their heads ever so slightly, but there are 15 members in front, guarded around, and then specifically onto kind of the walkways. I think did Lauren plus something or Erin?
Yeah, Hayden. After not discovering any sort of clasp whisperings in the crowds, just gonna listen in on general chit chat from the locals and kind of try to get the gist of what they're anticipating, what they're talking about.
Sure, absolutely. Make an investigation check, a separate one this time.
My D&D Beyond says, whoops, we rolled a 1 on our authentication check. We're heading into town to visit the blacksmith for repairs. Try again after a short rest.
I don't think that's a valid roll.
Hold on, I'm trying to refresh my character sheet to see if it will load.
Have you got a physical dice?
I do, but I can't remember what my modifiers are. I need to print off my character sheet for moments like this. Sorry, did you say another investigation check?
Yes.
That is a 26.
26. Okay, well, wow. Hearing kind of people talk about stuff, a decent chunk of them are just here for a bit of blood sports and a bit of the spectacle. Like, a lot of them are talking about how they're excited to hear the candidates, not necessarily for their positions, but what they're going to say about the other. A decent chunk of them do wonder, how, as you're kind of merging through, there seems to be a different. Some are like, is one of them going to put my taxes up? Is the other one going to lower it? I'd say 26. One of the key issues, or the area you're in, you get the sense that this is a more Heinrich favored area.
Cool.
Certainly, looking around, his crowd's slightly bigger, and the general talk is that Sylphrena is a bit of an outsider, and Heinrich understands or knows the city better, and given that he rebuilt it from the attack by the Chroma Conclave, he is in a better position compared to a foreigner.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think that's what you get where you are right now. But it doesn't seem, the crowd doesn't seem, you don't think it's particularly unstable at the moment.
Cool. That's fine.
Anyone else? Zug? Lórien?
Wait, shit to happen?
Lórien will I guess maybe when people start like picking up the volume, like use prestidigitation or whatever it is to throw his voice, so it doesn't come from his area, him, but it kind of comes from somewhere else. Going, I love you, Sylphrena. Let's go. To try and just mess with things a little bit.
After some, okay. Zug and Aku, is there anything you'd like to do?
Just following Barnes around, not really.
So
Wait,
it's like,
since Zug looks like Essek Thalos, just gonna
Yeah.
put my arm around his and be like, oh, Essek, you're so funny.
Is anyone looking funnily at the fucking drow elf
Yeah,
in
no.
the middle of the
Yeah. So occasionally, Zug, you are pushed like a little bit roughly, and people like kind of look a bit confused as you always hear like, "Fucking dark dweller."
Lórien's just like,
I'm so glad I got to spend this time with you in the sun. It's
Can't
so
just
lovely.
say that. That's so bad.
I would say, Zug, if you make a general strength check.
Okay. A general
good luck for
strength check.
everyone else.
Yo, this
Yeah.
whitefish
I rolled
elf is
19.
super
That's a
sturdy.
20.
19. Yeah,
That's a
actually, do you know
24.
what? A couple of people like bump into you, and like you just don't even move, and somebody like literally comes up, is like "fuck off," and like pushes you. And do you know that? I don't know if any people watch Superman, but like where the guy in the bar like pushes him,
It just fucking falls back.
and he just like falls over. He kind of like backs off, like magic uses. Fuck off. Like
Oh,
like
Essex, you're
scatters
so-
back a little bit.
You're so strong, Essex Taylor. This is so impressive.
So impressive.
There's like actually Zug with that. There's a little bit of suspicion, but Zug clears a little bit of an area around you. That might increase your ability to be noticed. I'd say Hayden probably slightly breaks off from the rest of you. for this. And after a little bit of time, the crowd kind of goes hush, and you see as a small delegation approaches the center of the stage. It's the woman who you guys saw in the brothel the previous night, the kind of weather-beaten sailor, along with a couple of other kind of heavily robed figures that you see are wearing various emblems of different arcane schools. So there's one who seems to represent the Cobalt Soul, one the Alabaster Lyceum, and one representative from Vasselheim. Along with a like long black hair, fairly tall for a human woman, with again that kind of she's got quite a few. You can see the posters as well, quite a few scars along like down her neck, a couple of on the arms as well, and clearly from battle. These are quite jagged. Fairly tan skin, green eyes, kind of surveys across the crowd, and very much it's a combination of respectful and anticipation. The crowd kind of goes silent as presumably the first time you all would have seen Silfrena. Valano? I think it's Valano. Checking my notes.
She hot.
Yes, in an older woman kind of way.
She a mama. How old are we talking?
She looks to be in her 50s.
Dear mama.
Okay. Okay.
She begins to give her speech, which, given the time, and I want to do properly, I will leave for next session. As
We
she
did
begins,
it.
and then Heinrich will perhaps go afterwards, depending on what happens.
We made it to the purpose of our.
To the purpose.
The purpose.
We did
I'm so
it.
proud of us.
Welcome back, Lórien. That was a chaotic as heck session.
Darwin.
We achieved
Right.
our goals.
Trying to get the party to communicate effectively with somebody is.
Who knew that all we needed in our party was like someone like Barnes that just was up for everything, and then an enabler like Lórien.
It's a perfect
So-
combination.
Yeah, I miss being Ghost, who was, I think, another enabler. So yeah. I'm excited to be back. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, welcome back. Good to
We
have
missed
you. We did miss you.
100%.
Never go to America ever again.
Never. Never
Well,
ever.
how will I learn to do my perfect accent then?
Your accent's pretty,
I
pretty
mean,
great.
you've already learned it. You've already mastered it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing
Was
more
it-
to learn.
Work at the moment, like, do you want to go out to Florida for 2 weeks? And I'm like, maybe not.
Florida. Yeah, I'm channeling.
Florida.
So yeah, you
I mean, the weather's
guys,
good, isn't
you
it?
guys in the party will know, or at least some of you will know. But the energy that I'm channeling for Lórien is Florida man. Like
Florida,
yeah,
man.
Florida man. So yeah,
Hell
Florida
yeah.
man.
We should
Florida
all
man.
we should all write like headlines as if our character was a Florida man and what weird crime we did.
But yeah, so,
Florida
well,
man
yeah,
feeds
we're-
bystanders to his plants. Lórien.
He's not malicious. He's not feeding anyone. He just wants to see what happens. You know?
If it so happened to be fed to plants, then how well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's a shame. You know.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, welcome, Lórien.
That was
Hi.
Thank
very
you.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in the roleplay session, or the roleplay session now, where we have like 7 sessions with no combat.
When did we
Yeah.
last fight something? When are we ever going to fight something ever
Ghost.
again?
Last session you thought was Ghost.
That wasn't
like,
last
this is-
session. That was like.
No,
oh,
it
that
like-
was the last session.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys went like 8 sessions without fighting anything in the Silvercross Crossroads.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. That was a good
Yeah.
streak.
I can, like,
we
I can
went to
hurry-
Francis' house and we didn't fight
I can-
shit. We dodged the bat.
Oh yeah, we like there was bats, but we were like, nah.
I can like hurry you guys forward, but also I just don't feel like dropping unnecessary combat in. I mean, we can talk about whether or not that's
We-
necessary.
Nice,
but-
man.
We play the game because we like to pretend to be people and talk to
Yeah.
our other
I've-
pretend
If
friends.
if we want combat, we will create combat.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know this, Jamie.
We'll
That's
PvP
very-
each other.
Yeah, we'll fight each other.
Anyway, on that note, thank you everyone for coming along and watching. We are going to raid a channel called, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, Refaziel? She is an artist streaming Dungeons & Dragons artwork. She is drawing a character from Hero Forge. So right now she's actually using a posing software to figure out the pose for the character, but it's going to probably return back to Procreate in just a moment. So go send her some love.
Procreate.
Seems like yeah, Procreate. It's an
Procreate.
iPad app,
Procreate.
Jamie. Don't be
Oh.
weird. We're not in the brothel anymore. We've
Ritual of
left.
seeding.
I can't believe
God,
Hayden
this-
and Aku procreated.
They did not.
Oh.
You do
Ritual of
not.
seeding is just like an awful.
Ain't none of you.
Can
we
Ain't none of
just
you rolled an
stop?
insight check, so
Yeah, so we
it's
can
all
make
your own
Laura-
assumptions.
Lórien can smell that you guys didn't fuck, so
Wow. Wow.
I have the smell.
he won't tell you secret, don't worry.
On that note, we're starting the raid. Everyone, please hop into the
Bye.
raid. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Join our Discord if you are new and enjoying things here. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Smell on you.
Smell.
Wait, isn't